Hold on after that. It's the second straight series the Sox will go without winning. This four-game set continues tonight. As expected, Adley Rutschman was activated, hit third in the lineup, and was 1 for 3 with a pair of walks. Jake Rogers, another catcher, designated for assignment to make room for him on the roster. Patriots held a joint practice with Indianapolis yesterday morning in Foxborough. Big story of the day was Christian Gonzalez did not participate. The Boston Sports Journal was the first to report it was due to a minor injury he suffered at the end of practice on Monday. Carlton Davis also missing from the workout as well. Christian Barmore participated in individual drills only. The two teams will play an exhibition game in Foxborough tomorrow night. Tommy DeVito is expected to be the Patriots starting quarterback against Anthony Richardson. And speaking of starting quarterbacks, the Minnesota Vikings announced yesterday Kyler Murray will go for them instead of J.J. McCarthy. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured, not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
The Sports Hub. 3 legendary franchises on one legendary radio station. It's the Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
and Hardy
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
on 90
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Fans, welcome to Gillette Stadium.
I was laughing about that to myself last night. I was describing Sarge to my wife and what he was attempting to do. She couldn't figure it out either.
I'll tell you, it makes you feel better about yourself. I mean, that he can't even begin to do any kind of accent.
Fans, welcome to Gillette Stadium.
Fans, welcome to... But I contend that it's Mike Riley doing Sarge doing a Southern accent.
I think
Fans, welcome to Gillette Stadium.
That's supposed to be a...
Whisper.
Whisper.
not a serial killer.
Welcome to Gillette Stadium.
I thought it was Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Big
Fans, welcome to Gillette Stadium.
The famous English Helcom. They say H instead of W. Helcom.
Welcome. What? What are you doing?
Well, I need a fantasy football league. I just found out.
Oh, I have your league right here. Should you check your electronic mail, Fred? I'm sure you were sent this. Jumping the gun on our award-winning email segment, I want to propose that Wallach join our 10-team league. One of our guys dropped out. There are no punishments if you do lose. It's a pretty straightforward league, a bunch of dads. Or if Fred or Hardy would rather join instead of Wallach, that works too. Or maybe a joint partnership managing the league amongst the entire show. Just looking for someone to fill the spot for this year and actively participate weekly. I think this will be a fun bit for the show. Thanks, Chase.
Yeah.
And
'cause-
he's the one who wrote the poop songs about young Nicholas.
Oh, well, I think I met that guy at the
Yes,
party.
you did.
Yeah, because I was in a league with John, and then I was in a baseball and football. But the baseball league, I got a notice that I had been kicked out of it. But I understood that because I didn't try. But the football league, I tried, and John, I think, maliciously said, "Have you been getting emails about it?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." And he's like, and I'm like, I'm not in the. I don't think I believe I've been kicked out of the league.
And I didn't understand why you didn't finish last.
I did not. I had more points than you,
Yes, you did.
but my record was worse.
Neither of us made the playoffs last year.
Right.
Do you want to join this one, Fred? Do you want to co-manage a team with me?
Sure.
All right, we're in.
There you go.
I did fantasy football once, 2010. And my team auto drafted because it was the weekend my son was born. He was born on August 19th. And I won my first 4 matchups. And as soon as I started tinkering with my roster, I started losing.
Yeah.
After the auto draft.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, this is stupid. You don't have to do anything and you just win.
Well, this is the year, you guys. You'll draft Fred. What the two of you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, be present on draft night. Fred was present on draft night for this league that apparently he is not a part of anymore. Right? You were present for that draft.
I was
You didn't auto draft.
No, I did it from an airplane.
Yeah.
I was present. I am not in the league. I've been in that league for like 15 years. And now I'm gone. Such is life. Boo hoo hoo.
All right, done. Already said yes.
All right.
No backing out now.
Oh boy.
It's $1,000 buy-in
Okay.
each.
Okay. No problem. And we'll just trust the guy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Well, he wrote the poop songs about Nicholas. I mean,
He's obviously invested.
there's nothing wrong with this guy.
But unceremoniously dumped. And John was not dumped. So John will always have that on me. Mm-hmm. Is that John was able to stay in the league. He's the cooler guy.
It would seem that is the case.
Do you think Wallach has ever been described by somebody outside, to another, oh, you met John Wallach? Was like, oh, he's a cool guy. Do you think that's ever been said about him?
Has that ever been said about you, John?
Not to my face, no.
I don't know if I've ever been. I think people would say, Hardy, he's a nice guy.
Right.
But I don't think, I can't imagine somebody's like, oh, no, he's a cool guy.
It has been said, now that I'm remembering, but the look of amazement when it was said to me, it's like, whoa, you're actually a cool guy. That kind of thing. That was, no one will say it straightforward.
Oh.
Everyone says it with, I can't believe that's true.
Or when they say it like that, it's like, cool comparatively speaking
Yes.
to what I thought you would be like.
That's actually a better way of putting it, yes.
Yeah, that's not great.
No.
Yeah, I was expecting a real, almost unfettered spaz.
Basically.
And the fact that you could just keep it together and have a conversation with me was enough.
Shocking.
Yeah. So, I don't know if anyone has ever called me cool, said you're cool. Well, I know it's happened in front of my kids with certain African Americans.
But wasn't
Girl,
that
your dad's cool.
Yeah,
And I was like,
but that was
all right.
just because of your shoes.
Doesn't matter what it was. It's happened. It happens. It happens from time to time, and it's happened magically, almost as a gift from gods, in front of my kids in many urban areas. It's happened a handful of times, a handful to a half dozen of times. Enough where my kids started talking about it, and they talk about it amongst themselves.
Oh well, first of all, I don't like them having conversations about you when you're not around. You got to nip that in the bud.
I do think that's the only common ground that they have is talking about complaining about me or their mom.
The only thing that they have in common.
Yeah, I don't
is
think
your parents.
I don't think
Their
they
parents.
talked. I don't think they talk about anything else. I don't know what else they would possibly have to talk about.
You know what?
They trauma bond over their parents.
No, I think Wallach's kids get the weird twin telepathy, so they do not factor in. But I'm pretty sure with my kids, the only thing they have in common is their common parents.
Yeah,
That's it.
I mean, they have the same dynamic with the two of us, pretty much. Our relationships with them, even though they're mostly separate from, the two kids are so separate now because my son's 18 and all over the place, and my daughter that doesn't have her license yet. When she gets her license, they'll both be gone all the time. But he but I think that they have the same relationship with me, and then they have the same relationship with their mother. So, like, that dynamic is the same. So I think that they have that whole thing going, and that's probably the only thing that they have really in common. I don't know what the hell else they would talk about.
No, my kids. I mean, they get along, and the older they get, and I think Zoe and Milo are getting to that age too, probably where they probably won't antagonize each other as much.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I got a little hint of that yesterday, because my son had been in the Cape. He's got a girlfriend that's got a place down in the Cape, and he had been gone for a while, and he came back, and he was like, had like missed the family, I guess, which has never really happened before. And so he was in like a really good mood. So I got a preview of what maybe it will be like a year from now when he goes off to college. Because I've noticed that with my friends' siblings and stuff, and my friends with older kids than mine, it's sometimes can be annoying, is that the older kid goes off to college, or the eldest kid goes off to college, and then when they come back, they're like all happy and nice to their siblings.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it seems like a put on. Like, it seems like it's like this idea of maturity, and that's always kind of like, I remember I had friends that had like older sisters, usually older sisters. And when I was growing up, and then the sisters would completely ignore them and just be completely mean to them while they were in the same house. And then the sister would go off to college, and then when they came back, they almost were like a mom-in-law, like a half mom. Like they would like be like all like nurturing, and it would annoy my friends too. Like they're like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And so I think it's part of the maturation process, right? Like, you leave,
Probably,
and then you come back.
You're grown up. You're worldly. Yeah.
And also you realize, hopefully, that like home isn't like so bad. Like, like you there's things about it that you miss. You're not being taken care of to the degree that you are when you're even remotely on your own. That's what I assume happens. See, I was an only child, so it was all the same.
oh boy,
Home or away. Just the clumsy loneliness.
See, I think it first manifested when I noticed Katie not like jumping down Calvin's throat for something that he said, because he has these Calvinisms and things that he will say or ask.
Now, are they in really like of the Calvinists, the political sect?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's studied them almost to a point of obsession.
Yeah, he's trying too hard.
No,
Is what you're saying.
no, but we'll ask questions that are, just like unanswerable, or you don't even understand the question. That my favorite example is when, he'll just come up and he'll say something like, are Selena's parents still alive?
Like Selena, the artist Selena?
The Tex-Mex singer? He's like, yeah. I'm like, and really the only way to answer it is like, how the F should I know? What do you care? Shut up.
What thought process brought you to that?
Right.
Exactly out of nowhere.
Oh, I know exactly what I say if one of my kids asks me that.
Oh, my God.
First of all, it would come out as, what? That's everything. I have to go, huh? Because, that's funny, because there's stuff that comes out of left field and it's said real fast.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what? Like, there's no context for it either.
Right.
So there's no way to like infer what they're saying.
Yeah.
So it's just, you're like, what? Like, Marsha's dog got sick.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Who's Marsha?
Yeah. What? But he did one of those. It was about a year ago. It was before Katie had left for school, and we're sitting having dinner, and he's like, "Is there a way where streets are not roads or roads aren't streets?" And I looked over at Katie, and instead of jumping down his throat and doing that reaction, I remember her looked at me and she just said, "Jesus Christ." and went back to eating. I'm like, oh, well, that's a sign of maturity. Good for
It's
you.
also a
I
sign
wonder if
that
there was
she's
part
your
of you that
daughter.
was disappointed because
Yeah.
she could have really laid into him, and you would have been able to sit back. It's like, I don't know. You get that phone could probably give you that information
Right.
a lot quicker than I could.
But it's yeah. Sometimes it's the phone. Like, well, that thing that you're constantly,
Yeah, that, that I know is
attached
right
to.
next to you, or
Right.
within half an arm's reach.
or in your hand at this moment, either has the answer, or if your phone can't answer it, I certainly can't.
That's just completely an unfiltered comment. That's just him,
Yeah.
which is a compliment to you guys. He feels very loose. He can just go. He can just say, like, it just occurred to him, and there was no buffer between his mouth and his brain. He was just thinking about roads and
Well,
streets.
I'm trying to shame it out of him. I don't want him to be comfortable and loose. I want him quiet.
Well, there is. I mean,
How's
there
that working for you?
There is. You don't really want him, going off and just doing that, at
strangers.
work and stuff.
Just like he's got to unleash that on society.
I mean, you do, as much as you want to create a open environment, you do want them kids to know that there are boundaries and that outside of these walls.
Safe spaces.
Yeah, that outside of these walls, maybe not to pontificate like that or to
Yeah.
ask questions like that.
I like your daughter's reaction, though. We would have been the same reaction you would have had if she wasn't there.
Yes.
So she's definitely your daughter.
Yeah.
That's how I see this.
Well, I mean, we were playing pig yesterday, my son and daughter. This is what kind of mood my son was in. And he, at one point, almost lost to his sister. And because he was doing stuff like throwing the ball over his head or like trying to like 180 dunk and, missing. And so his sister was just staying true with, I got eliminated right away. And then so she was just hitting mid-range jumpers, and which was like, she stayed on task. Mm-hmm. And then, that's hard. Like sometimes you're going to miss a mid-range jumper.
Not everyone's Rip Hamilton.
And then it got down to where, he was one miss away from losing, and we all had to prepare ourselves for what was going to happen, because as good a mood as he would have been in, that would have not gone over well. That would have been bad news had he had lost. So there were times where I was like, "Oh, please go in. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to public."
Yeah.
Because he would try to act like it didn't bother him, and then ultimately that would have been that would have overcome him.
Because Zoe would have poked him, seeing that would have been the case, right?
Well, Zoe would have at first had fear that of his reaction, so we would have had to have sat through that. And then when she realized that if maybe at first he wasn't going to freak out, then she might have started poking him to try to elicit the reaction she was afraid of, to tempt the beast into the reaction.
Sure.
And then we would have had to sit there and put up with that. But ultimately he won, so everything was safe.
Crisis averted.
Yes, absolutely. The double rims on those school nets.
Oh, yeah.
Those school nets that were covered by wood, thankfully, over COVID. Every time I'm out there, I just remember them being covered with wood, and I'm
That's
like,
right.
It drives me insane. That was necessary. You needed to have people from the country, from the city, come out and put wood over the
Yeah.
poops.
Kept you safe. You're welcome.
Everyone must stay inside.
No, it just was
Oh, you can
like,
go outside. You just can't play basketball.
It was just such wrong. It was so wrong. And then every sports, I did. Did the guy you ever? And then I'm not getting on the thing with this, but did you ever get the email from the guy that sent us pictures of when he was in high school during COVID and he was a trumpet player and they had him wear a mask with a slit in it so he could play the trumpet?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Kind of science that was going on.
Yes.
Blow into this thing, but wear a mask over your mouth
Right.
that has a hole where the mouth is. Just so you have a mask on, so everyone isn't happy
Remember,
about that.
In 2021, Bryant still had me wear a mask while I was doing games with a shield in front of me. I have a picture somewhere. It was, looking back on it, it was insane.
And I have friends that were nurses during COVID, and I'm aware of all of that. It just, there was a tipping point of, like, I don't believe that some of the things done, like wearing a mask with a hole in it to play trumpet,
Yeah.
was saving a bunch of lives. But what do I know? I'm not a doctor, nor do I claim to be. All right. We will be back in just a moment. We will get into what happened last night, including the Red Sox, who are terrible now.
Yeah.
Very, very bad.
Look out.
Even though they made that big move for that chunky loser. Boo hoo hoo.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
We are Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, what happened yesterday?
Red Sox and Blue Jays going at it again last night, and the debut for Adley Rutschman. Now, he had done his time getting himself, I guess, ready to go with, what do you have, the elbow, the wrist, the knee?
Yeah.
What do you have?
Mostly wrist. But yeah, there's a bunch of smaller things.
Yeah,
His
just
teeth weren't hurt. I can tell you that, because he's a heavy guy. Oof. Chunky.
not missing too many meals.
No.
He's a catcher. Come on.
I was a little surprised.
He's a catcher, Fred.
Well, he's no Alejandro Kirk.
No, Alejandro Kirk is 5'4", 230 pounds.
Yeah.
Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
With a guy with a cannon.
Yes, indeed.
wouldn't take long for Rutschman to get his first hit as a Red Sox.
Payoff pitch to Rutschman. Slap that one to the right side. Lunging for that, Clement. He'll throw. Close play, safe. Yoshida down to second. And Rutschman has his first hit. So an infield single for Adley.
Sure, heavy, but he runs like the wind.
Yeah.
He got down that line.
Damn straight he did.
You know what they call fellas of that particular build that can move? Nimble.
Yes. Very good adjective there.
Cedar Rafaela actually helped get the Red Sox on the board first in this one, top of the third.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And a little fly ball into right center field. Moving over to center fielder Bateman to make the catch. Here comes Monasterio as he tags up. He is in to score. And the Red Sox on the board tonight in front of Toronto 1-0.
Yeah.
Tracy Ball, let's hear it. Walk, single, fielder's choice, sack, fly. Bam.
You could describe Dylan Cease last night as laboring.
Yeah.
He did not have it last night.
The last time he faced him, a complete game, one hit shutout with 12 strikeouts. This time, he was vulnerable. Didn't pitch all that well for him.
Certainly not efficient. 104 pitches in 5 innings, and and he walked the first batter of the 5th, and you figured, oh boy,
Yeah.
they might have to go to their bullpen early after essentially having a AAA guy have to eat up 3 innings the night before.
Yeah.
But he was able to get through that.
Doors open.
There you go. You got to drive through.
Yeah, especially with Rafaela with the sac fly there earlier, and then
The swing and hit a high drive center field straight away. Bateman's racing back all the way to the wall, leaping, can't get it, it's gone. Don with a bomb. Red Sox with a second one tonight against Cease.
how about that? That made it 3-1 in the 5th inning. Looked like maybe you're going to snap this losing streak here, huh? Let's go to the bottom of the 6th.
Ground ball. Diving effort by Monasterio. Can't reach it. Springer's going to take off for third. And he's going to dive in there safely.
Oh, okay.
That was after a Caleb Durbin key error in the 5th inning. Opened up the door for a 2-run rally. And then the 6th, Monasterio dove and couldn't get that one. So, once again, defense, which was a big problem. Now, you can excuse Durbin, who's probably going to win a Gold Glove at third this year. But Monasterio is a utility infielder playing shortstop every day.
Yeah, it's not a great situation, but Duran there to clean up the mess. And I think later in the game, too, came over to help on a fly ball that went to center field where he was there to just back up. And look, he's doing his best.
Okay.
It's not great.
It's very inspiring.
As long as he's doing his best.
Well done.
Thank you. What else can we ask from the guy?
To hit 210, maybe?
Sneaky, not good at baseball.
How about that?
All right.
Have him hit 210. Then we'll give him a round of applause. Maybe a pat on the back.
The game would eventually get to 5-3 with Toronto in front, and Adley Rutschman at the plate with a runner at second. So Rutschman representing the tying run.
His Red Sox debut, trying to get on here, the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball at McAdoo at third. Routine play, and that is the end of that. The streaky Red Sox streaking in the wrong direction right now. They have lost their fourth straight, 5-3 the final score. Even though they knocked out Cease in just 5 innings of work, Toronto out-hits the Red Sox 10-7. Been a very quiet offense.
10 runs scored in their last 4 games total. And the other part of the problem is runners in scoring position. They were 0 for last night. They were 0 for in game one of the series. During this 4-game losing streak, they are 3 for 36 with runners in scoring position. Good news is they're getting a lot of chances. Bad news is they're capitalizing on almost none of them. So this is, I keep saying it, but this is what we saw in April and May. Congratulations. We're kind of back to where we were before.
Just don't say regressing to the mean.
No, I said that.
You said it twice yesterday.
No, I know I said that twice.
After the second time, I'm like, all right. That's
no, I wasn't happy with that afterwards.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better. That wasn't good. No.
And the bad news is also that Tampa Bay can't lose. And
Well, yeah.
so that division is not happening now.
I think Tampa just won their 8th straight last
They
night.
have won 8 in a row, and
Yep.
you're 9 games out of the division, which is you're not going to make that up, obviously. 3 games behind the Yankees. You're negating all the good that you've done.
You know what team is
Terrible.
surging? You know what team is surging right now?
The Tigers.
That's correct.
Yes.
The Tigers are half a game out of a playoff spot.
As soon as they got rid of Mize and Skubal, they can't lose.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
By the way, the Red Sox.
But by the way, they were missing like 7 guys.
Yeah.
And they're getting them all back now. And so it's interesting. I mean, it would be they weren't winning a World Series with Mize and Skubal anyway, but it would have been it's interesting. They seem to do this with AJ Hinch. They're not very good all year. And then they trade at the deadline or they don't do anything, and then they go on a huge run, make the playoffs, win a round, and that's that.
They won 3 in a row, 8 of 10. They're half a game behind Texas for the final playoff spot. And now the Red Sox are only 4.5 up on the Rangers for the second wild card. All of a sudden, they are falling back to the pack. Other teams are winning behind them. And you might say, well, it's still 4.5 games. There's still a lot of games left. This team still has some things to work out. It's all of a sudden you look behind you and you're like, oh, maybe it's not a sure thing that we make the playoffs the way we're playing. So this was the worry. Is it a good team or a bunch of bit players, utility players playing out of their minds at the same time? I remember when all of this happened, when they made the trades, this could go one of 2 ways. You know, they could be spurred on and Rutschman could plop himself right in the middle of that order and they'll go on, or they'll lose a bunch of talent and it all goes wrong because the kids can't play over their heads for the next 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, I can't fault them for making those moves. I mean, the one that might bite them in the ass is the actual major league move they made. Because that's one where you could be like, you gave up a quality young starter. Mm-hmm. And if in like a prospect, you've seen, like, obviously prospects, like whatever, it's a greater chance than not, they're not going to be quality major league players. But if you have a quality major league player and you trade him and that guy goes on to have great success, then you're like, well, you knew that he was good and you got someone in return that's okay. That's not a good move. The young pitching was very strange to me, especially since Sonny Gray and Ranger Suarez are your top 2 pitchers outside of Crochet's hurt. But like Sonny Gray's not gonna. I don't know like what Sonny Gray is gonna be like next year. Like if he could be 38 years old, and Ranger Suarez isn't so great. Like I just you could have used the young pitching. Like
yeah.
Bayo's not a pitcher. So, I mean, he's not a starter. So, what are you going to do? I mean, they had to use an opener the game I was at on Sunday, and that guy got beat up a little bit.
And that's the other part of it. You blew out your bullpen the last Ranger Suarez start because he only went 3 innings, and that game wound up going 13 innings. You had a bullpen game, the one that you saw on Sunday, and they're in the middle of a stretch where they play 18 games in a row, 17 games in a row. There are no days off anywhere in here.
Yeah, Bill Belichick style.
They're up against it right now. They're kind of fighting their way through it a little bit. So not only are they losing games, there's no rest anywhere for anybody.
The good news is that their schedule's a joke until the end of the month. So you got time to set things right.
The other piece of good news is that Roman Anthony apparently is very close to going out on a rehab assignment.
Well, at least they started losing before he came back, because if he came back and they started losing, I feel bad for Roman Anthony, because then everyone's going to be like, you ruined the chemistry.
You
ruined everything.
You ruined the mojo. But you remember we had Ian Brown on. Ian Brown said Roman Anthony should be back by September 1, and he's on track to do that. So, and boy, did the Red Sox need him. They need that bat in that lineup. This offense is back to where it was before they got good.
You're going to have to DH him, though, because you'd have to take Duran out.
No, I know. Duran has to play the field every day. He has to play the field every day and hit 7th. What would we do if Jarren Duran couldn't hit 7th?
Well, there'd be no one to get caught stealing.
That's
by a platoon catcher.
That's right. I thought that, too, when he got thrown out. Trying to steal in a big situation there. That's good.
He's a disaster.
But he has 18 homers. He's driven in 60 runs, Fred.
He gets a hit, and then he gets caught stealing. It's like, okay.
Yeah, we didn't need that run. They lost by 2.
Chad Tracy talking about Adley Rutschman's debut.
He was fine. He looked good, looked comfortable, looked confident. Liked the buttons behind the plate, worked with Sandy really well. Took some good ABs. It was good.
No,
he hit those buttons like nobody's business.
Beep, boop, boop, beep.
That's like me with my lady friends. I know where all they are.
Man in the boat.
That's right. And the bottom of the tootsies. I know all the pressure points.
What about your starting pitcher last night there, Chad?
I thought he was really good. Just 2 earned runs and a few walks, but for me, I thought he controlled counts much better today. Didn't have many spurts where he just lost control for a couple innings. I thought he had a pretty good outing.
Spurts where you lose control. Hello.
Northeast Men's Health.
Aye.
So they will wrap up the 4-game set. And the early one today. A little getaway game there, Jonathan?
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow's an
game
odd time.
Game 3 of the series is today. Game 4 tomorrow.
3 o'clock.
I'm ahead on this series every day.
Yeah, you got vacationitis. You got a vacation coming up next week. You're getting a colonoscopy.
I got the day off tomorrow, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know the Super Bowl next year is the day before President's Day? That it's the day before winter break?
Oh. Is that because of the calendar, or is that they changed the schedule?
Because
is it because of the late Labor Day?
I don't know, because everyone told us that the league didn't want to go up against President's Day weekend, and now they are. It's President's Day weekend.
I didn't know that.
I hope I'm right, because I've put my whole vacation around it.
I was listening to Leroy and Cerrone over the weekend. They were debating the fact that the Super Bowl is on Valentine's Day.
February 14th.
Yes.
That's Valentine's Day? That's my mom's birthday. Hello.
Is she your Valentine?
I mean, I would have to meet a real woman.
Yeah. President's Day is the 15th.
Yeah, so I am working the 15th and then leaving that day for my vacation.
You have that planned already.
Oh, yeah.
You know where you're going?
Yes.
Is it booked?
The hotels are. I told you. I'm going to my daughter's friends at Rollins, so we're going there for 2 days, and then we're going to Disney.
That's right.
The Coronado Hotel.
On property, yes.
Yeah, man. If you're gonna make these, if you're gonna travel,
you got to do Disney now. Got to do Disney now. It gets booked up. February vacation next week. There's
only 7,000 rooms in this hotel, and there's only 17 other hotels around there. You got to book it now.
Yeah.
Go to Vegas next year? We got to book hotels now.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to get in there. And I got a great deal. It was only $980 a night.
Well, that's why you book early.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you really get in and you get it set. No, I had time, and I had time and nothing to do, and so I was, this weird time of year where everyone's like out and about, and so I was like, you know what? This is the first time I have February break since my divorce with one of the kids. I'm like, I'll just do it now. I didn't buy the airfare, but I was like, I'll get the hotels now. And then I was smart though. I wanted to see when the Super Bowl was. And I'm like, Jesus, the Super Bowl is it's the Sunday before school break. Like, that's not good. But you know what is good? Tennessee schools are back in sesh already. Going to Tennessee next week with the kids. Soaky Mountain. Wednesday, you go. Only 3 people there. Soaky Mountain Water Park. You're the only 3 people at the water park. The endless wave, just you might as well camp out. You're living in it, baby.
You're like Jay-Z renting the place out for yourself.
Yeah, it's like pack a lunch on that endless wave.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be bodyboarding and boogie boarding all day long. I remember when I told Adam, you were there when I said I was going to Soaky Mountain. There's an endless wave, and Adam said, "Oh yeah, you gotta body surf that." He can't even use the $2 boogie board.
Yeah,
it's too much for him.
No, he said that he was doing some body surfing during one of his breaks, and I said, "Of course you were, because it's free."
Yeah, yeah. He just goes in the water and he pretends like, "Wee, I'm going, hooray!" Whoosh! Body surfing. Oof. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. We are Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what's going on?
White Sox had a different type of promotion last night. The Pope hat giveaway. This happened Tuesday night for the Red Series opener. 40,000 Pope hats were scheduled to be distributed for the over 38,000 in attendance in celebration of Pope Leo, who is, of course, a native of Dolton, Illinois, and a White Sox fan. But they didn't stop there. They also had a moment during the game where they paid tribute.
We offer each other a sign of peace because we want to bring peace to the world. And I think the Pope would really love that, whether you're Catholic or not. So everybody should stand and find a new friend around you and offer each other the sign of peace.
Peace be with you, and also with you. Peace be with you. And you'll see the video of people shaking hands with strangers. It's a really nice moment. I don't know if they do that at your church, Fred.
Oh, it's very uncomfortable.
Do they do it?
Oh, yeah. I've never been to a church service where they didn't do it.
Do you do it?
I mean, I do. Nod.
You don't shake hands with people?
I mean, if they came up and shoved their hand in my face.
You're still following COVID protocol. Do you fist bump them?
I'm a big germaphobe. I don't want anyone touching me. My sacred health. Can't afford a cold. No. No, if someone goes to shake my hand, I'd obviously shake their hand. You mock religion. This is just where we'll see where you end up.
I'm not mocking anything.
At the end of the day,
I just want to know, if you're a regular churchgoer at least twice a year.
Don't bring a jacket where you're going. You won't need it.
So it's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot down there.
Let's check in with the WNBA. John, you follow this intently. What is the controversy currently going on with Caitlin Clark's team and her coach?
I have no earthly idea what you're talking about.
Something very interesting that is whining and complaining.
You're the basketball guy.
Yes. I unfortunately have, my knowledge is NBA, not WNBA. I don't know what the controversy is.
Well, if it ends in NBA, you got to know about it.
Okay. Well, why don't you educate me, Hardy?
I was hoping you could do it for all of us, but apparently Stephanie White, who is the Fever head coach.
And the Fever is what?
The Indiana Fever?
That I do know. Indiana. The Caitlin Clark's team.
Right.
Okay.
She got booed last night, and Caitlin Clark did not like that.
There was no way we were losing this game for her, and, it's tough. Like, that's my head coach. Like, I hated that our fans booed her before the game. That made me a little sick, to be honest. And you can disagree and this and that, and I get it. It's professional sports. People are going to boo. But, like, at the end of the day, that's our head coach, and we're going to ride for her, and we're always going to have our back, and that's never going to tear our locker room apart.
She was booed by fans at Gainbridge Fieldhouse before the game last night against the Liberty, and this comes from comments she made defending an opposing player's hard foul on guard Sophie Cunningham.
Okay.
So Sophie Cunningham is the blonde.
Yes, the one who is the enforcer for when Caitlin Clark gets banged around by the other team.
Wait, so they booed the coach of the team, of the home team's, that was defending the home team's player?
So the coach, the Fever coach, Stephanie White, said something to the effect of that a foul that was on Sophie Cunningham, one of her players, was, just like a basketball foul. I'm guessing on this. She said it was a hard foul. It happened, and I thought it was the right call. And she's talking about an opposing player who fouled her player, and fans did not like that. The fans of the Fever want this, opposing player kicked out of the league for the hard foul on Sophie Cunningham. And all Stephanie White says, no, it was a basketball play. It was a hard foul, and they made the right call. But they don't like that.
Boy, the WNBA really got its priorities in the right place. It's just the only news I ever hear about the WNBA is something that happened in the crowd, or something that's tangential to basketball.
Yeah,
or someone complaining about something, and not like complaining from a place of moral obligation, just like just like constant complaining. I don't know anything that's going on. I don't know any of the names you just said except for Caitlin Clark. I don't know anyone's name in the WNBA.
You don't get Sophie Cunningham in your algorithm?
Oh, I get it constantly in my algorithm.
I get
constantly.
I've never heard that name in my life. And if it's any like political nonsense, it's a scam, it's a distraction. There's no way that a league that has 15 fans of it, the mouthpieces are that controversial. There's no way. There's no way anyone cares. It's a scam, and I don't believe it. There's a certain point where I won't be hoodwinked. You get me to play 3-card Monty once, and then when I see that it's probably not going to win, I'm not playing anymore. There's no. If I'm ever watching the news and something watching the news, or like I'm watching the news, if I'm ever online and there's something that comes up about a controversy in the WNBA, I can assure you I'm aggressively avoiding it because I don't believe it's just an easy thing. Anything that they say, it's an easy thing to like latch onto and act like it's some cultural shift. No way. No. There's a popular people that have a lot of followers and fans that have maybe some pull with the things they say. Not WNBA players. No. You might as well be on the corner on a soapbox yelling at the sky.
Somebody has bamboozled you into thinking it doesn't matter.
Nope.
It does.
No. It's the opinions of WNBA players are no greater or less than the opinions of whoever's on the first floor right now in a blue shirt.
Oh, those guys got some ideas, though.
Well, they're always brainstorming. That's why I thought of them. But they're allowed to have their ideas. I just don't care what they are necessarily.
Mike Vrabel also went on for a while about Tommy DeVito yesterday, but we're going to see him on Thursday night, and that's fine.
No, we're not seeing him on Thursday night. Apparently, DeVito and May are not playing.
No DeVito on Thursday?
I heard just May. May's definitely not playing.
I heard that DeVito.
They're keeping him in bubble wrap?
I read that they probably won't play DeVito or May.
Oh, how about that? We're all deprived, Stellato. We're all deprived of his agent standing on the sideline with the hat on, cheering his man on.
What the hell? Listen, they're giving away 100 turkeys at a South Boston produce shop, and Tommy DeVito's getting $350 to be out there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good for him.
If there's ever an agent that can get you a gig, you know, at a local Parmesan place, then there you go. All right, because he was literally giving away chicken Parmesan at an Italian restaurant by MetLife, like in North Jersey. So that actually happens. He's an agent that's not dealing in, you know, the 7 figures, 8 figures. 9 figures.
He's dealing in 3 figures?
He's dealing in 3-figure
Wow.
deals. Well, I'm sure DeVito gets $2,500 or something, $5,000 to go out.
Okay.
He gets Zolak money to go out and do something. He's Italian, you know.
I've heard that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. We'll address some controversy that happened yesterday and do a physical challenge.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
All right, gentlemen, erectile dysfunction.
Base in the 5th turned out to be a big play in this game, and it handed Patrick Sandoval a defeat despite 6 pretty good innings of work. William Abreu and Ceddanne Rafaela both homered in the loss, and it'll be Ranger Suarez getting the start tonight up in Toronto. In other Sox news, Adley Rutschman had an infield single in 3 at-bats. He also got on base 3 times while hitting 3rd in his debut for Chad Tracy.
He was fine. He looked good, looked comfortable, looked confident. Liked the buttons behind the plate, worked with Sandy really well. Took some good ABs. It was good.
Fellow catcher Jake Rogers was designated for assignment. In Patriots news, Christian Gonzalez was missing yesterday as the team held a joint practice with Indianapolis and Foxborough. According to the Boston Sports Journal, Gonzalez has a minor injury suffered at the end of practice on Monday, and it was for that reason that he sat out. Carlton Davis and Christian Barmore also missed team periods yesterday, and the 2 teams will have an exhibition game tomorrow night at Gillette Stadium. And the Minnesota Vikings announced yesterday Kyler Murray will start for them ahead of J.J. McCarthy. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99 Restaurants. Head to the Nines Thursday to play trivia for a chance to win 99 gift cards and other great prizes. You gotta love the Nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Big show on the way.
Need a little help getting started in the morning?
It's very dangerous.
They've got the experts.
So, no.
Toucher and Hardy.
No.
On the Sports Hub.
All right, we are Toucher and Hardy yesterday, and you can watch us on YouTube. You're not going to see this action live. That's technology does not exist in the world. You'll see Hardy and I, but yesterday Hardy was telling a story about, I don't know how it came up. It was a loosey-goosey first break sitch. And he was talking about his daughter last year going into UMass Amherst, and that when you pulled up, they had students help. They just came up to the car and they said, "Do we have your consent to take these packages up? Like take the boxes up?" And then you say, "Well, absolutely, young men, or women, or people." And the people would take the things and they would put them up. And then so Hardy goes, Ryan Beaton, our own Ryan Beaton, big producer Ryan Beaton. Now, how tall are you, Ryan?
I'd say 5'8", 5'9".
So you're 5'7", and you weigh how much?
Probably like 140.
All right. So by any measure, he's of average height but slight build.
Yes, he is not what you would expect to find among the crew of minute movers, as they are known at UMass Amherst.
And because, ladies will have heavy trunks and things of that nature. I mean, there's all kinds of
so much
tampons
stuff.
and Ms. magazines and Mademoiselles and stuff. That I mean, Lord knows. I mean, they're always clipping coupons. They have old newspapers.
They're big hair dryers on a big stand.
Yeah, I mean,
all
they got
that stuff.
I mean, all the cookware they're going to need to please their future husbands.
Ironing boards.
Yeah, all that stuff needs to be carried up. And then, Ryan, you say you still claim that you did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Junior year.
Okay, junior year. Now, junior year, were you doing steroids or something at that point?
Yeah, I was probably lifting, pretty strong. So I was.
Okay. Are you being sarcastic, Ryan, or no?
No, I was probably in better shape back then.
Okay. You were a big lifter?
I wouldn't say big, but I was probably going to the gym like every day.
Every day at UMass Amherst. Yeah. Okay.
Good for you.
I mean, party boy over there. All right. So what we've done, Ryan, is we don't believe you. So what we've done is we've created a bit of a challenge.
Yes.
We have our intern, Cece, who is a student in college right now, currently, and John Wallach. Now, John is there to keep people away because this is going to create a whole scene here in the building.
Yeah, we've got Wallach down there working as the get-back guy.
Yeah, this isn't relegated necessarily to just our little envelope, our little bubble here for WBZ. Okay, 98.5 The Sports Hub. This is a whole sitch. So Ryan, I need you to patch up Cece and patch up Wallach, and then I need you to get down to the first floor, lickety split, because Nicholas is going to take over on the board, which really be the whole thing that this centers around.
Yeah.
Nicholas is.
What could go wrong?
Yes. Well, John, what is that squeaking?
So I think we have them both patched in. I think we only need one patched in.
Okay.
I'm going to have CC disconnect, and Wallach is going to work as the mic man.
All right, John, you are going to be the mic man. Let's have CC disconnect.
Okay, very good. Ryan Beaton has just arrived.
All right, so tell CC to get off the phone.
All right, CC, you have to hang up. All right, she's off now. Ryan has arrived and has seen the challenge you have put in front of him, and the first thing he saw was, oh, my God.
All right, well, Ryan.
The defeatist attitude here is really amazing.
Well, if he was a minute mover, I don't know if you can have a defeatist attitude. He was moving a lot more than this. So what is the challenge, Hardy?
The challenge is CC will play the part of an incoming freshman, and Ryan Beaton will relive his days as a minute mover and to simulate Cece's wares and household goods and everything she will need in her dorm room for the year. We have taken all the equipment that will be taken to Gillette Stadium Thursday night for the Patriots broadcast, and instead all of that audio equipment has been loaded onto a hand truck. Ryan will be tasked with carrying that equipment up 4 flights of stairs from the bottom floor here of the building where the Sports Hub is housed, all the way up through the atrium lobby stairs and up to this floor to simulate the move-in process.
Right. So it's a reasonable thing. It's things that engineering moves in themselves when they do broadcasts, and this is these are no larger than a big suitcase or something of that nature. All right. So, correct. John, describe the scene right now. Is there a lot of people around milling about wanting to get involved in this?
Not yet. We have a late arriving crowd here at the base of the stairs, but I'm watching Ryan here. Ryan, no, you can't push it anywhere, Ryan. That's why the stairs are here. You have to carry it up the flight of stairs. But Ryan, since you've been talking, has been kind of judging. There are 4 different big boxes and bags that he has to carry.
He knows the 2 that he has to carry. All right, so
Cece, I would ask you to at this point if you could and manage both tasks. Playing the role as the incoming freshman, but also take a video of Ryan as he is doing this task. Could you do that for us, Cece?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
All right. So when we are ready,
well, let's get really ready here.
You're moving in, but you can't lift it. You need all the help that you can get. Here he comes, 5'7". 140 pounds soaking wet. I'll be there when you get it right. That's the beauty of living my life. Ryan Beaton is taking you back to school.
From the Rodney Dangerfield vehicle, and also the guy who was in Christine.
It's very annoying. Not easy to root for him.
No.
Not easy to root for him. Ryan, who is a slight twink, but was told that he could move big boy items like a big regular guy.
Now, It'd be one thing if we just challenged him physically in this task, Fred, but we've also given Cece a list of questions that we think an incoming freshman would ask of an upperclassman who is moving her in. And, you know, this is really the first kick out of the nest for a lot of these kids, and they have questions about what life is going to be like in college. So while Ryan is carrying these items up the 4 flights of stairs, Cece will be asking him questions, and we'll see if Ryan is able to answer them sufficiently.
Okay, so John, it's going to be a dance here because Cece's going to be asking him questions, and I'm going to need you to use your play-by-play skills to give us kind of a where he is in terms of the stairs and if he's laboring or not. All right.
Sure.
Okay, so if Ryan can't do this, we know he's a twink liar. And if we can do it, we know that he's a twink who's very, very, very on the level.
More like a dolphin.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point. Ryan, do you have any body hair?
No, not a lot.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Anything on your chest, Ryan?
No, it's more, like private regions.
Well, I wouldn't know about that as we are colleagues, not lovers.
Ryan, do you have a happy trail?
Ryan, don't answer that.
Yeah.
No, he just lifted up his shirt to check. That I can affirm. That's affirmative.
Yeah. See, some of us don't have to lift up our shirts. We're cursed with unremovable hair. All right. So let's get going. John, have him pick up the first box, please.
And Ryan, I want you to play the role of a minute mover. I want you to welcome this new student to school, and then Cece, remember what we talked about, stay in character, remember your motivation, and ask questions as you would as an incoming freshman.
John, is there a crowd yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. But we're waiting. Don't worry. I'm on it. Don't worry. No one will come close to him. You're good.
Okay, because the longer we're on the air with this, the more people are going to flock to the building.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
So I want to make sure that no one gets hurt. I don't want a crowd rush, okay?
All right. Now, Ryan, I want you to welcome this student as we begin, and action.
Cece, welcome to UMass.
Thanks so much.
Where are you?
Helping me out.
Where are you from?
I'm from Medfield.
Are you excited to move in?
Oh, super excited.
What's the one thing you're looking forward to here at UMass?
Well, my roommate, starting classes. I'm super excited. I'm going to be sports broadcasting major.
John, is he carrying the box yet?
He is carrying the box. We're already up a couple of flights of stairs, and no sign of strain from young Beaton.
All right, Cece, get to your questions.
I have some questions for you because I'm actually really nervous about moving in and starting school. And
all right, he got the first one. He's still going.
College.
No, you don't have to go all the way up.
You don't have to go all the way up. You can come back down. All right, that first one was not a problem for our young twink.
He's only carrying one case. There are 4 cases down there.
Yes, well, that was obviously a misunderstanding.
Yep.
All right, but so John, when he comes back, have him grab the one with the handle and another one of the cases.
Okay.
So he's carrying 2 things because the minute movers, I don't think, take just one
That's right. You
suitcase
don't
at a
carry
time.
one at a time. This is all about time, Ryan. We got to get this done. So.
All right.
Hey.
Is there a crowd yet, John?
Back down the stairs, young Beaton.
Is there a crowd yet, Jonathan?
Am I grabbing 2? Yes, you're grabbing 2.
One with the handle.
One with the strap. Oh,
yeah.
A groan from Beaton.
Okay.
You all right? You got it? All right, here we go.
All right, Cece, skip the first 2 questions. Let's go.
Okay. So I just want to know how do you make a Borg and what actually is it?
Well, Borgs were a little bit after my time, but I believe it's Gatorade, vodka, and something else. Wow, I'm out of breath.
Now, where's the best place to, liquor store or bar for underage people like myself?
Oh, well, UMass has a lot of black boxes that read your IDs, so you probably... Wow, this is a lot of work.
All right, have him. You went to the wrong floor. Have him take those down.
You keep missing my dorm, man.
Yeah, the bag in the second box. You've been beating a lot of trouble here.
All right,
Cece, do you have any other questions? What other questions do you have?
Where do all the hot boys hang out?
I'm not really sure. I think
Ryan, that's not what you say. You say my room.
Smart move. They should have said that.
Yeah. Ryan, were you successful with the ladies at UMass Amherst?
What about them?
Were you successful with the ladies at UMass Amherst? Did you have lots of amore?
Yeah, I would say, a bit of success.
Yeah, Ryan.
All right,
I actually met this one girl doing minute movers my junior year.
Ryan,
wow.
you break for a second.
You preyed
okay?
on the young. No, let Ryan go take it up. What Cece made a mistake, and they had to go take the bags up. She's a ditzy freshman co-ed.
Yeah, but she has more questions. Cece, ask Brian another question. Now, let's stay in character, guys, and action.
Now, I'm nervous about meeting my roommate. We went random, and, I've always had my own room growing up. And do you have to get naked in front of your roommate?
Not if you don't want to. You don't have to do anything that will make you uncomfortable.
He's gasping for breath.
You're good,
Oh, I'm fine. It's just a lot of stairs.
All right, Cece, you have another question for him?
Yeah, so what typically comes after kissing?
Well, you want to take things slowly. Maybe a little bit of touching, but like nothing that would make a girl uncomfortable. And yeah.
You're assuming that she
Should
likes
he
women.
be carrying things at this point, gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay.
One more
Take
time up the
those-
stairs.
One more.
One more time up the stairs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that will be that.
Back with the strap and the box. Okay, here we go.
Do you have any other questions for him, Cece?
The strap in the box. That's right.
Now, I'm interested in experiencing something new and trying something out. I just was wondering, where can I score some 8?
You might have to go to Chicopee for that. It's just a short drive down from UMass.
That's an area with lots of heroin?
Yeah, I would say some parts of Western Mass maybe aren't the nicest.
All right.
All right, we're almost here. He has done it. He is almost out of breath, though. I think young Beaton has reached his maximum here.
All right.
Look at that.
All right, Ryan, come in and take your place behind the board. Cece, come in. John, you come back in. Everyone come back in.
We're going to have to get that equipment, though. We can't leave that out
That's
there.
fine. We can have Ryan and Cece do that. All right, so we will hang up on that. Ryan, look at you.
That's a lot of work.
But you did it.
Yeah.
You really were a mover at UMass. You were not a Twinkie liar.
This is true.
All right, that was difficult for you?
I would say that was probably like an 8 difficulty level.
How much do you think that bag weighed?
Probably like 50 pounds each.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it was like your body weight, and you carried it up the stairs.
I mean, I used to have good cardio, but I haven't run in like 5 years, so.
Well, that's why you're so fat.
Yeah.
No question about it. Right now, John, you're saying there was no crowd at any point.
I can't believe it, but no crowd at all.
But when you have an imposing presence like Wallach, and you're seeing someone like beaten in the throes of a physical feat like that, you're going to keep your distance.
Because my one concern was that was going to become too much of a spectacle.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was afraid that there was going to be too many people wanting to be a part of such a historic thing. All right.
Ryan was feeling it, though, that last trip up the stairs. We almost didn't make it that time.
Ryan, did you almost not make it?
I probably needed like a little breather, but
you kept yourself together, and you did, and you kept the answers very appropriate.
I was gonna say I was trying to think of witty things while lifting all that, but it gets harder to think.
But you met a girl while you were moving. You met a freshman while you were moving her in.
No, it was another mover.
Yeah, it was another mover. Now she must a girl who's going to volunteer as a minute mover. Was she stocky?
No, she was kind of like slight like me.
Oh.
Well, why do they torture you people with the slight of among us? Why do they make you guys do it?
There's not a lot of big kids from Massachusetts in general, I feel like. So
Okay, so you were sitting there and you guys were both moving. Were you complaining together and then it turned amorous?
yeah, it's like something about just being with another sweaty person, just
Right.
doing physical activity.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
and you met that day. Now, did you hook up that night?
It was probably like a few days later.
A few days later, you had gotten her phone number.
Yeah.
And then you were talking, and then you had sex with her a couple days later.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Good for you, Ryan. I'm proud of you.
Look at Ryan.
All right. Well, you accomplished the task, Ryan. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
All right,
Oh,
very
no,
good.
things-
Now the crowd's all arriving. Now everyone's getting crazy with it. All right, Ryan, thank you very much. We will be back.
move it. I like to move
We will be back in just a moment with our friend Sean McAdam.
Move it.
Toucher and Hardy.
The columnist, reporter for Mass Live, Sean McAdam. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Morning, guys. How are you?
We are well. I appreciate your time, as always. What's going wrong with the Red Sox? Why? Why the 4 games in a row, Sean?
Well, it kind of looks like they're falling into some of those habits that they had in the first half of the season. A lot of the little things. Really poor in runners in scoring position the last 4 games here. Just in search of that big hit that can make a difference and failing to get it. Last night, the error by Durbin, instead of leading to a double play, led to a late inning run. So all those tiny details that they had cleaned up and sort of overcome when they are on that terrific stretch have suddenly abandoned them, and they're back to some of their poor habits from earlier in the year. I know people are starting to freak out a little bit, but I think it's, probably just a little regression to the mean here, and I don't think it's going to be anything that lasts too long. But whenever you have a long stretch like they had that was so good, anything that interrupts that gets people's attention.
Okay, so if they get Story and Anthony back, what does your everyday lineup look like in terms of who's where? Who would you?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think, first of all, you're going to be easing those guys back in to the point where, they're not in there every day. But Chad Tracy's got, he'll tell you it's a nice problem to have when you get good players back after they are out for an extended period. But the way this team came to life was with a bunch of guys playing from AAA, sort of journeyman 4A type guys like Siegler and Sogard and Monasterio. That helped create, I think, some of the chemistry that they had that enabled them to take off. And now you risk messing with that if some of those guys are going to be sat or maybe even optioned back to Worcester, at least for a while, to create roster spot openings. So it's kind of a tricky situation for him. I would imagine that, they'll go back into some sort of 4-3 thing in the outfield where Duran sees some time at DH. The guy that's going to probably be affected more than anybody here is going to be Yoshida, who's almost kind of become, if not the everyday DH, then certainly the guy they play against right-handers. But now it would seem you would have either Duran or Anthony in that spot and kind of keep Yoshida as a pinch hitter. As far as shortstop, if there's a weakness to Monasterio's game, it's his defense. He's been a little sloppy over the last couple of weeks. Story is not the shortstop he once was, but he's, I think, more short-handed than Monasterio. So they're going to have to figure that out, and it's not going to be easy because, as I said, you're disrupting the lineup that got you where you are, which is to say back in the playoff race.
Let's turn the microphone on. Jarren Duran, we've talked a lot about him, and he's still hovering right around 200, and he still makes mistakes with that wall in left at Fenway Park. Do you really see him getting regular playing time, especially after they got Eli White? You said it's 4-3. It now looks like more like 5-3.
John, I regard White as more of a fourth or fifth outfielder, a good defender. Certainly, you could play all three outfield spots. They've used them late in games to provide a little defensive upgrade or get guys off their feet in one-sided games. He can also come off the bench and steal bases, as he has a couple of times already. But as poorly as Duran's season has gone from a batting average standpoint, he has added some slug to his game. He's got 16 homers. He's a guy that can give you a little pop in the bottom third of that lineup. So I don't see them abandoning him altogether. He may have to get some of his at-bats at DH, and there'll be games that he doesn't play, but I don't think he falls behind White on the depth chart, that's for sure.
How do you think Rutschman is ultimately going to impact this team? I mean, it was good to see him getting on base as much as he did last night, but is he going to be a difference maker, especially when they're struggling to score runs again, as we've seen over these last 4 or 5 games?
Well, he has the potential to do that, Hardy. I mean, one of the things that attracted them to him, in addition to his defensive ability and his ability to kind of handle a pitching staff, and I think he's kind of tried to get up to speed very quickly here in a short amount of time after being on the IL and then joining a new team. He does have the ability to produce some runs. I know he's been very streaky this year offensively. You look at his first 5 weeks in Baltimore, and it looked like he was going to have the best year of his career. He had a OPS well over 900 into early May. Then he hits a bit of a wall, a bunch of injuries hit, and he doesn't seem to get on track. But healthy now, he has the ability to change that. And the fact that he's a switch hitter gives Chad Tracy a little flexibility in that lineup construction, where you can have him hitting third as they did last night, and then bunch lefty and righty hitters around him, knowing that, as a switch hitter, he gives you a lot of versatility. So it's impossible to predict what they're going to get out of him, because Rutschman's whole career has been kind of unpredictable in terms of its offensive output. There are years he's much better from the left side, and there are years in which he was much better from the right side. He gets hot and cold within the confines of one particular season. So it could go any number of ways, but he at least has the potential to be a little bit of an offensive game changer in the middle of that lineup.
One of the worries, I would imagine, for the Red Sox is how those two young starters are going to hold up here over the last couple of months. Peyton Tolley was fantastic his last time out, but I saw Jake Bennett struggle a little bit his 2 outings here in August. Neither of these two guys have thrown this many innings in a season. How do you think they will work out?
Yeah, that certainly has to be a detail that they pay some attention to. Tolley's already established a career high in terms of innings pitched, and I think Bennett has 2 or is close to. And I think you're right. Bennett looks like a guy who may have hit something of a wall here for his last 3. This is a guy who commands exceedingly well, throws a ton of strikes, and last time out he was not able to do that. I think they've been pretty good in terms of workload so far, but they may have to go to some somewhat extreme measures, and by that I mean maybe skipping a start coming up, piggybacking one of those guys so that they're only going maybe 4 innings instead of 6. But it has to be looked at through the prism that, one of those guys, who would likely be Tolley, would be a game 3 starter, maybe, if they make the postseason. You're looking certainly at Gray and Suarez as the 2 guys who have the experience, and certainly in Gray's case has pitched very well all season. But a game 3 start in a wild card, if it gets to that, would probably be Tolley. And you've got to preserve him a little bit and realize that it's not just about getting through the last week of September. It's potentially being part of a postseason rotation. So they definitely have to get a little creative here And whether it means bringing somebody up from Worcester for a spot start to give them an extra day or help them skip a turn, whatever it is they figure out, I know it's something that's been on their minds for a while.
Sean, what is the best rock biography that you have ever read? Or memoir?
Boy, I was not prepared for that.
Because I'm a big fan of those as well. I've hundreds I've read.
Yeah, have you read the new one, the Bob Groen one on the Stones?
I have not. I read Old God's Not Dead. I read that one.
I'm drawing a blank, Fred. Sorry, I'll have to. Next time, I'll be better prepared and have an answer to a question that you asked weeks and months ago.
Okay. Have you ever read Please Kill Me by Legs McNeil?
No.
Okay.
But I know of it.
Yes.
Is it good?
It's my favorite.
All right.
It's
all right.
Yeah, it's that whole. It starts with the Velvet Underground, and then it goes through like the '70s, that whole New York scene, Iggy Pop, all those guys. Very good. Very, very good.
Did you read the Paul Simon autobiography and come away thinking, wow, this guy's a way bigger jerk than I ever knew? That's what happened.
You know, the funny thing is, I've seen Paul Simon twice in the last maybe 7 or 8 years. My wife really wanted to go the first time, and I'm one of those people who used to be someone who respected Paul Simon rather than was a huge fan. And I got to tell you, I enjoyed both of those shows thoroughly, and more to the point, I walked away going, wow, he actually has kind of a charming personality in his dotage. He was very self-effacing, quite funny in his between-song banter, exact opposite of the reputation that he had gained over the years. So maybe it's a late-in-life conversion, but he seems to be shedding that reputation.
That's good.
There's a great Paul Simon show on Disney Plus of this most recent tour that I would recommend.
Oh, all right. I'd look at that because I've seen him live too, and his concerts are unbelievable. And Graceland is one of the best albums ever. But you just find out little things like how he stole one of those songs from Los Lobos, and there's just certain things about him that it kind of rub you the wrong way.
Well, the whole Graceland thing is sort of problematic with the boycott and all of that, and we can debate that some other time. But the thing that surprised me most was how charming he was in the 2 shows I've seen him in the last 7 or 8 years.
All right.
Well, some of us stayed loyal to Garfunkel. And, and you know, we keep trudging along. We know we will reign supreme. When the Whitey Fro, he's much taller. He's got him there.
I'm going to check on him while you mentioned
it. He's 5'6". He's 2 feet taller than Paul Simon. Sean McAdam, read him on Mass Live. Thank you, Sean. Always appreciate it.
All right, guys. Good talking to you.
Thanks, Sean.
There you go. Sean McAdam. Appreciate it. All I know of Paul Simon basically is the video with Chevy Chase and his times that he's been on Saturday Night Live.
You Can Call Me Al, is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's just like vamp.
Yeah.
There was this insistence that he took Ladysmith Black Mambazo, the a cappella group, and brought them to the forefront. And he did wonderful things for their career. The thing that I cannot get over is this like landmark Saturday Night Live performance where he brought them out, and Graceland was the album, and they're going to sing Diamonds on the Soles of Their Shoes. Go back and watch it. And it is lip-synced. Paul Simon is doing his part live, but a lot of the music, I feel, and the Ladysmith Black Mambazo performance is not authentic. And the biggest telltale is because the song on the album fades out, they fade out a live performance. When's the last time you saw a song performed live where they do the fade out with the song? It's like, well, you can't do that. You have to end the song because it's live, and you can't do a fade out when you're doing it live. Oh, because this is all BS. It wasn't a live performance. On Saturday Night Live, the one place where you have to go live, the band that he was doing so much for, the group of singers, they weren't live.
Maybe he was doing them a favor. Maybe the Ladysmith Bumbadas.
Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and they don't need Well, they needed Paul Simon, I guess, to help their career, but they could have pulled it off.
You know, Eckersley once made love to the Bumbazu sisters in the back of the drive-in.
Write it down. Put it on a list.
See. Can't even talk to you.
The Bumbazu sisters.
You're so pleased with yourself.
Well, listen, it was a screening of Car Wash, and he had them at the same time. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines. We are Toucher and Hardy. Andrew Callahan is coming in for the first time this season for an hour. You got to think of an hour's worth of stuff to talk to Andrew Callahan about.
Yeah.
I guess you're going to have to go pretty meta with the thing.
Geez, I hope he brings in snacks like Reese did.
Yeah, right? And a little helper.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain
minion.
standards that he has to live up to now.
Yeah, I don't
Mike
think
Reese is throwing the gauntlet down.
Yeah, no one's shadowing Callahan. That's for sure.
I'm glad Reese sent us that photo yesterday of the section where the Zach kid has been sitting.
I like that circle of the empty bleachers.
So Reese brought a kid with him, Zach, who's a very nice young man. He's at Syracuse. He's studying, to do something in sports, but he claimed that he had been to every Patriots training camp practice since the age of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he always sat in the same place. And he kept saying, 8A, 8A. 8A. We're like, well, what are you talking about? It's the bleacher section.
Well, he's got Tourette's.
Yeah. So then he sent us in a group text a photo of the empty bleachers with the sign for 8A circled. It's like, well, it's not that we didn't believe you. We just didn't know what you were talking about. But thank God that's cleared up.
Well, I don't think that he's been to everyone unless there's some kind of deep wired compulsion that had been around since 3 that was being indulged. I can't imagine that if my 4 or 5-year-old said, I want to go to the Patriots training camp every day, that I would take them to Patriots training camp every day. I mean, they're during the day, during the week. Like, it's a job hours.
Yes.
It's not up to the child at that point. And is that the best use of the child's time? When, you could be discovering new things or socializing with your peers and learning social skills and things of that nature.
Well, he met a lot of Patriots staffers over the years to the point where they would, they were looking for him. And they're like, hey, where you been?
See, it's one thing if I went to a lot of training camps, like I enjoyed it. Like I went once a week or a couple times a year, 3-4 times a year. It's another thing that I went to all of them every year. It's just the socialization aspect of it is not on point.
It's a good take, John. I'm sure you've taken your boys down there.
Mm-hmm.
Taken my son, and I used to be down there with Zoe and Beetle, every day for a couple of weeks for years, and I understand why people would want to go, but not necessarily every single one.
Yes.
For
my boys.
The two things two things run counter are not in the same realm. Like something can be highly enjoyable, but you don't go every day from the age of 3.
There had to have been times when he didn't feel like going.
Or that it was impossible to go, or it wasn't the right decision to go. Like a 4-year-old doesn't have the wherewithal or the
autonomy.
I'm trying to think of the correct term, but they don't have the right to dictate what they'll be doing during the course of the day. Like, there has to be a nap and things of that nature. I mean, 3's really little.
Yeah, I mean, it's 97 degrees outside. You're sitting on metal bleachers, which is like sitting on the surface of the sun, and you're watching. I mean, practice after about 45 minutes, I would think, okay, you're 6 years old. It's time to go. You're not sticking around for the whole thing.
I get to see him run the hill. That's worth it right there.
Think about what your kid was into when they were 3.
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, I don't even remember. But like nonsense. Like we'd go to the library and he would go to the rock section, the mineral section, and he would just grab some random book and insist that this was my son. We would insist on taking the most boring book about rocks or minerals, and then we would take it home. It would sit on the kitchen counter. and then we would take it back.
Does he want to be a geologist?
No, he didn't know what was going on. He just knew that he liked going to that section for whatever reason. Maybe the way it smelled or the feel of the carpet. I don't know. I mean, I was just like, here you go. But
I think he's got a keen interest in minerals, and you should lean into that.
I don't know if he has an interest in anything academic at all at any point. He's done fairly well recently, but not. I think that's out of a sense of obligation more than it is an internal curiosity.
What are you interested in? Oh,
I mean, you could. I guess I'm interested in more things than I let myself believe. I have a natural curiosity, I assume. I don't see that in my son. My daughter has more of a natural curiosity. My son, not so much. He is curious about the noise the birds are making out in front of exclusively his bedroom window at my home. That's a big. I asked him the other day. I said, "How are the birds?" Because you had brought it up, and he said, "I use white noise now." White noise now. Because I don't hear a thing.
It's like bird repellent.
Just that like incredibly loud white noise. That's much less annoying than a bird chirping from a distance outside your window.
You don't use white noise to sleep of any kind?
No.
Oh.
I will listen to a yoga nidra.
Yeah.
I will do that because I like that because sometimes you can start falling asleep and you can feel yourself falling asleep.
Got to have a fan on. And if I'm sleeping somewhere where there is no fan, I have the white noise app on my phone. It simulates a fan or something like it.
I just hear scrotums and legs. Just walk around with guys. Puts me right. There's nothing as soothing as that.
It's like being back in the womb.
It's like being created. That's the way it makes me remember being created. That was the day when I became life.
You're like Terrence Howard.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
That was my hand.
Oh.
Wake up. Oh, that's my friend. But I had a different name for it. It was my hand.
It's Terrence Howard on the Joe Rogan podcast for 2 hours talking about how he remembered being in the womb.
And having a friend, but it was his hand.
It's an interesting man. All right. I wonder how many people, if you gave him 2 hours, they'd start saying stuff like that. Maybe more than you'd think. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Andrew Callahan is here.
The common factor of the universal tone.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
Baseball season in full swing and
this offseason. Well, it's a priority to extend and keep all our best players. That's the obligation that we have to the team. That's what our coaches want. That's what our personnel people want. That's what Robert and Jonathan want. That's what our fans want.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Andrew Callahan covers the Patriots for the Boston Herald, and he's back in his paid position. Don't feel sorry for him. He's got a very long commute now. Don't feel sorry for him.
I can't believe
he
it.
is compensated for this. He has to be here anyway. He has to come this way anyway. Hello, Andrew.
Good morning, guys. Good to be back.
Was he complaining before I got in here?
No.
Fred and I were marveling at the brand new homeowner here. He has chosen a house as far away from here as possible. So it is a very long
He's
commute.
not even a taxpayer here.
No. Different state.
Yeah, so anytime he weighs in his heavy hand on politics, we have to...
Exactly.
He's
Cut
not
him
even a
off quick.
voter here.
That's a good point.
Very often.
Take that Red Sox hat off.
I will tell you, I still have my mass plates. So maybe I'm a wanted man here because this is overdue. I live in Connecticut now. But I like keeping them. You know, it's my last sign of my 8 years when I lived up here.
It's funny because I was wondering if you were going to have a problem saying you lived in Connecticut because it just, like, we've had that before where I've been interviewing someone and they'd be like, don't say that I don't live in Massachusetts. What planet are you on? Who cares? I think Manish Mehta was like that about living in Philadelphia. Like,
Right.
he didn't want... He would make very, very sure. I recall this. I don't remember this as fact, but I remember. I think that he was like, "Don't say I live in Philadelphia." And I'm like, "Huh?"
Is Philadelphia closer to New York than you are to here?
No, not at all. Though
It's
LeBron's
pretty
now
close.
doing the opposite.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Well,
it's-
LeBron has a helicopter, so that's what he's going to be doing. So, I don't think Manish had
Manish
that.
didn't have one?
No, I don't believe so. No, I don't believe so. He was no fan of the Jets organization after he was. They got
that's a whole other thing.
I think that was mutual.
Yes, well, he. No, they didn't like him, but he called me one time right after everything went down with where he was working. Thank you, sir. And he was. I remember where I was. I was around that CVS Mr. Sid's area. News
Oh,
Center.
yeah, I know where that is,
And
sure.
Manish was really let me know what was going on. I was like, all right, here we go. All right, so Andrew Callahan, you're back, and one person that's not is Christian Gonzalez. There was the joint practices, and Christian Gonzalez, who's not insane.
Well done. I saw that too. That was very professional.
Yeah.
Are we doing like director's cut
That-
show today? Just commentary on transitions and things over here?
Yeah.
Like a very meta show?
That'd be
Sometimes
an
even
awful
the-
show. I think we should try that.
This is Fred being very professional. Watch him do this.
Yeah, sometimes even the radio veterans have to sit back and gawk at the mastery.
Yeah.
All right, so but Christian Gonzalez did not practice, which seems smart at this point. You have less control in these joint practices.
Or is it legit? Is he hurt?
He took a hard fall on the last play of Monday's practice against Romeo Dobbs, and they both go up for a ball at the end zone. Dobbs comes down with it. Everyone's celebrating. It's like, oh, Christian's up a little bit slowly. And I can't say definitively reporting that this was entirely contract or entirely injury. What I do know, though, is having watched that play and having seen Christian Gonzalez practice and be the best player on the field for almost 3 weeks now, it's in his interest and probably the Patriots' interest for Christian Gonzalez just not to practice yesterday if he's at all the slightest banged up. And even if you're the Patriots and he's annoyed, just do it from the contract side on your end. You want to keep him happy, and you especially want to keep him healthy. If he's not up for it one way or another, it doesn't matter. Just keep him on the sideline.
Is he at the point now in his development as a player to where in some camps, not obviously not the Patriots because he's been out there practicing, but is he right there to the point where it's like, you know what? Don't do all this training camp stuff.
Well, last year he was hurt.
Yeah, last year is the great counterexample of that because he got hurt in the first day of pads, missed the rest of camp, came back and was a little bit rusty against Carolina. Had good game against Buffalo, which was his second game that they won on the road, and starts and continues the whole winning streak. But he's not there yet, Hardy, because I think just every player needs at least a couple of weeks in the summer.
Okay.
But he is at a point now where I think he's in football shape that if he could somehow hit fast forward to the opener, he'd be fine.
Okay.
But the thing is, if he missed the rest of camp, you'd have a problem like you did last year.
But will they hold him out? Obviously, he's not going to play tomorrow night. But do the Patriots even play him at all before opening day?
It's a good question.
Because you
Wallace.
have the joint practices next week against Philadelphia.
Right.
You can take part in that and then not play against the Eagles.
There's no reason to play him. We'll go backwards from the preseason finale in Cleveland, right? Like their quarterbacks stink, the receivers are no good. The Eagles joint practice is like the big highlight left this summer in the big test where they'll learn. Devontae Smith, they got a bunch of other different types of receivers. So I think the tough part is we won't know until Saturday, which is the next time the Patriots practice, if this is a big deal or not. And within that time, Mike Vrabel, who seems to be caught between the Elliott Wolf Kraft negotiation side and Christian Gonzalez saying, please practice, we'll cut your deal. You can, miss part of mini camp and hang out, has time to kind of cool Christian Gonzalez off if that's needed. But I don't think he needs to play in the preseason. I do think, just like Drake May, though, the reps against the Eagles are the most important, and you would want him out there for both days. And if it has to be one, so be it. But I think next week, those are Wednesday, Thursday. Those are the days that I'm looking for pretty much every best player in the roster.
I know if I represented Christian Gonzalez, there's no way without a contract I'm letting him out there for joint practices. There's
Shocking
absolutely
he's practicing at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see a counter argument to it. It would just be, and I agree with you, Andrew. If I'm the Patriots, it's not that big a deal to me because at least you're healthy. At least I know you're healthy. Yeah, I wouldn't. I think he'd be out of his mind risking an injury, a major injury, and there were camps yesterday where there was like all these fights and everything. Like it gets scrappy out there. I wouldn't want to do that in joint practices without a contract.
So this is interesting because I was texting with Mike Giardi about this. last night, and the idea of there being an elevated injury risk in a joint practice versus a regular padded practice is a little lost on me. Like, yes, there is the risk of like a fight or something spilling out and then things get out of hand and no one knows what's going to happen. But his last practice, like we started this conversation, showed the risk of just being in pads and practicing football anyway. He took a hard fall. Doesn't seem to be anything major. Watched him walk it off. But if I'm him, I wouldn't approach that as all that much more dangerous against the Eagles than I would against my own receivers.
Maybe it's making it. There's two things about it. Maybe it's making more of a statement because he knows that they're more important. And two, it's the devil you know, right? Like, at least on your own team, there is this notion of like, don't touch the star player. Like, I mean, I saw it. I can't remember what a team it was. Oh, Seattle. And who's the coach of Seattle? What's his name?
Mike McDaniel.
McDaniel was screaming at an edge rusher because he was getting too close to Darnold.
He threw him out. I saw that.
And threw him out of practice and really let him have it. And so I would imagine if you touch Christian Gonzalez in any way that you jostle him, if you're like some free agent street receiver that happens to be up against Christian Gonzalez for whatever reason, I don't even know if that happens, and you're bumping them too much, that they would be like, all right,
sure,
like knock it off. Now, if we go against Indianapolis, maybe that's not there. Or if it is, there's not the control that would be there in any situations. There's not as much to lose if you're someone from Indianapolis that hurts Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, and the other way to put that is like your own teammates have your back. You know what I mean? And that's how Giardi put it to me last night. We disagree, but I think the interesting part about this is when you've got this giant looming negotiation over the contract extension, to me, everything else, if I'm Christian, should become a negotiation. So what you're talking about, those joint practices, okay, you want me to practice? What do I get in return? Maybe I take the second day off. And if I'm the Patriots, everything to me that you look at negotiation is either an opportunity to make him happier or, again, keep him healthy. So that's not a big deal to me, but you can posture and be like, okay, if you want to take the second day off to eliminate some of the injury risk and avoid what is typically like more of a boxing match than an actual football practice when you have teams that go at it for 2 days, the second day is always full of scrums and fights and everything. So for him to miss that, not a big deal. The one last piece I'll mention is, okay, there's, padded practices, but the run plays typically stop at contact. So there's not tackling to the ground, and that eliminates a lot of the injury risk, in my opinion.
The battle of camp.
Still get your legs taken out. Like if you jump, like you said, you jump for a ball and some hard-on receiver that's 50-50 to make the team takes your legs out.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, for a corner, I'm not even really worried about the tackling. It's more of the
stuff you can't see,
the
coming.
Jostling and the cutting and the guys getting under you and stuff like that. Go ahead, John.
No, I wanted obviously the battle of camp has been A.J. Brown against Christian Gonzalez. A.J. Brown has looked real good too, by all accounts. But in your own words, how has that battle been? Because everything I read, all the videos I see, A.J. Brown looks really good too, and the two of them going at it is worth watching.
60-40 Christian Gonzalez.
Wow.
And I think that's perfect if you're the Patriots because A.J. Brown comes in. He's now the highest paid player in the team for this season. He's the Super Bowl champion, however many time Pro Bowler, and can walk into that room and be like, I'm the alpha. Well, you're not the best player on the field. I mean, some days you are. And he's had catches against Christian. And I think if you're the Patriots, you want them obviously to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 50-50. That's where they've been. Like, I tweeted about, and people ran with this way too far, but it was true for the first couple days at camp. A.J. Brown and Drake May had trouble connecting downfield, but they were money within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. Slants, curls, etc. Now they've added the downfield component, and those are the plays, that you see most often in 2 minute, and when they're going hurry up, which is a big part of the offense, where those wins versus Christian Gonzalez are meaningful. But A.J. the last few days has not had as many of those downfield completions against Christian, and that's why it's kind of swung to 60-40.
Well, yesterday, I guess A.J. Brown made Sauce Gardner fall, and then Sauce Gardner got very upset on Instagram.
One play. It circled the entire internet.
Or he was on Twitter or something. And he got
route or something, and he just went nuts.
Eight route,
he took it down.
Curl route, and shout out my guy Amit for CLNS Media who caught the video that went at millions upon millions of views right after practice ended everywhere.
Yeah.
And Sauce Gardner had a point, but you also got to give credit to the dude who shook you. You know what I mean? Like, it can both be a whatever one-on-one rep where receivers, that's not a 60-40 drill. That's like an 80-20. Receivers typically win those. So he's at a disadvantage. but like he beat you. Just take it.
Yeah, I don't know why he felt the need to address it online, but again, Sauce Gardner, I've seen him play almost up until halfway through last year. I'd seen every snap of every play that he'd ever played, and I question how good he is, but very good. But he was on a very bad team, and then he got hurt for Indianapolis. So what do I know? All right, Hardy, you got something there? You were raising your pen in triumph?
Oh, no. Just I'm overall curious about Drake May's, I guess, fit level this year. He came in, he looked a little stockier, I think, earlier on in the season when Dan Roach famously asked him about
thickness,
his badonkadonk or whatever it was.
So glad I missed that.
Yeah.
I was on paternity leave.
It was almost actionable.
Everybody, Mike Dussault gave us great details. He loved it.
Yeah. But in terms of his development, everything seems to be pointing in the right direction for Drake May.
Totally agree. And this is as much, the sexy stuff, the big downfield completions, the stuff they're going to splash all over their social media pages, and the fact that when I'm, charting with Phil Perry and Doug and everybody else on the Hill, he's taking far fewer would-be sacks, which matter because that was the thing that translated from last summer to last season. And this summer, when you look at what's the flaw in his game, and opponents have said this, he just holds onto the ball a little bit too long. It's getting out faster. They're going at tempo. He's got control of the line of scrimmage. And the last piece to me for what a good summer for Drake looks like, you got the individual growth that'll come. What's his chemistry like with A.J. Brown? Because it was money with Steph Diggs, at least in the summer. And you can see him feeding him, meaning A.J. Brown, on like the first rep of a lot of different periods. So there's an intention here of we got to get this going because you're our best player and we can use you in ways that we just can't with other receivers. So that matters as much for AJ's happy because he's getting the ball as Drake understands where he needs to put the ball on those routes and on those plays. And it's really been clicking pretty much across the board.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be, I guess, a good scenario if your best receiver is also kind of your safety valve, the one that you have the most confidence in and the most reliable. So,
yeah.
And as you said, for however much you care about A.J. Brown's happiness, which probably you have to take into consideration, is he going to be getting his reps? Is he going to be getting his targets? It seems to be trending that way.
Yes, and it's funny where, Drake talks yesterday about, I don't have to keep everybody happy. And A.J. Brown famously was unhappy in Philadelphia because he wasn't getting the damn ball. And look, it didn't seem like he connected with Jalen Hurts, and I think that relationship was probably underreported, or at least talking to some Eagles reporters at league events in the past year. But anyway, that seems to be going well. They're on the honeymoon period. I think A.J. Brown's also much happier playing for Mike Vrabel than he probably was Nick Sirianni. But as far as Drake goes, too, it's not been a perfect summer, don't get me wrong. He ended yesterday's practice with a pick in this 1-minute drill, and he had one a week ago. And you don't want to be throwing those picks in that situation in the end zone where both of them were intercepted. He actually had 2 a week ago in the same 2-minute drill, but setting that aside, he's got room to grow. It's just in the biggest areas that I came into camp being show me fewer sacks, more connections with A.J. Brown, and better command at the line of scrimmage. In pencil, 3 boxes have been checked.
The fewer sacks on paper would also presumably lead to him not taking the ball and running with it as much, which he was dynamic with last year, but you're always holding your breath. Watching him do that. And if he can dial that back a little bit, I'm sure Josh McDaniels is going to be happy and Mike's going to be happy that's not the automatic thing that happens when he holds the ball a little too long and the play breaks down.
For sure. And the fumbles, right? If he didn't lead the league in fumbles last year, he was top 5 and definitely top 10. So that you eliminate a little bit more. And some of that, of course, is strip sacks. I will tell you this, though. The quarterback who has had not the best camp, but maybe the most impressive is Tommy DeVito.
Oh, no.
And it's not about May versus DeVito. It's just saying that if, let's say, the thing you alluded to, you don't want Drake scrambling and he gets hurt and he turns an ankle, whatever. He has to miss a couple of games. The Patriots might be fine for a couple of games. And it's as much about, okay, Tommy DeVito, you get to work with A.J. Brown and Romeo Doubs and all these different guys. That's not that hard for backup quarterback. He's been really, really good.
So was gushing about him a couple of days ago during practice.
It's not wrong.
So he's not going to play tomorrow, basically, Tommy DeVito.
He claimed he didn't know. I'd have a hard time believing the Patriots would just throw Baron Morton out for 4 quarters, but maybe 3. So Tommy gets a couple of drives like you thought Drake might.
Well, what do you gain by putting Baron Morton out there for an entire preseason game?
You get through the game.
I get that, but there has to be some value to these preseason games. I understand that the joint practices have become more important, and those are the things that they're really focusing on. But there's something to be gotten from playing a game against a team, and if you're going to have Baron Morton out there for the entirety of it, what are you really learning about your offense?
So it's a good point, and I'm tired of people in my chair and even making the point myself of like, oh, the joint practices are really the most important thing about the summer. Like, it's true, but most people don't get to watch the joint practices. So the gatekeeping on like the real football of the summer is just not fair. But you're right, because it's not just about Baron Morton, though he's had a better camp than I expected to. So you do want to learn about a guy who might be your backup, not this year, but next year, if Tommy DeVito does not return. The thing about Baron Morton playing 4 quarters, if that does happen, is it affects every other player on the offense. So if he's not delivering and there's a receiver running, a good route, gets open, but he doesn't catch the ball, you don't get to understand what he can do after the catch in a game setting.
Right.
So it's the operation, it's the timing, it's everything. To me, though, the flip side of this is in the same way that when Jacoby Brissett was starting that year 2 seasons ago, right? Drake was a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, this is crude and it's ugly, but it's the truth of the NFL. Jacoby Brissett is there to take the hits for Drake May. Take the punishment. That's what he's getting paid to do as much as play quarterback. Baron Morton's going to play so that Drake May and Tommy DeVito, for the most part, don't have to.
All right, Andrew Callahan is with us. He will continue to be with us. Did you bring a 2 stats and 1 lie?
I have a backup. I heard someone else is going to be bringing a 2 stats and a lie, but we can do both.
It is our intern Cece's last day with us because she's going to kill us after the show. But it is her last day with us. So she has come up with the 2 stats and 1 lie that we will do.
Oh.
And if there's time, we can do a backup one as well. We'll see. We'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy will be right back on the Sports Hub.
Hey.
Drake out there on Thursday, but that's all subject to change. That's kind of where my mindset is right now, standing here today. That can always change, but I wouldn't anticipate that happening right now.
We are Toucher and Hardy. Andrew Callahan is here, writes about the Patriots for the Boston Herald. What are you hearing about? Are you hearing anything about Buffalo and how things are going over there with the new coach and a little more chill over there in Buffalo?
No, because this is one of my favorite times of year because it's just like all football all the time and taking as many notes as I can on that little hill, and then I catch up on the rest of the league. I feel like once camp is over, the headlines I've seen though are tough to know if it's AI or not, because it's like Josh Allen power dynamic wrinkling other rosters. Oh, there are obstructed seats everywhere in this new stadium.
Yeah, I don't believe the obstructive seat thing at all.
No.
That looks like they were taken at like weird angles from like the top of the stadium.
But the other part of it is the team saw that video and felt the need to respond to it, saying, no, that was for other things and those temporary structures will be taken down. Regardless of what you think, the team actually had to take it seriously.
Because it was being reported as news. Like
there aren't seats behight staircases in front of the field. I mean, come on.
One of the seats looked like it was on the roof.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't. No, I can't believe they would build a stadium like that, and then
the Buffalo people didn't see any of that coming.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, they don't need the support beams in the middle of the stadium anymore. No, I find that very difficult to believe. This guy spent $20,000 in season tickets. Well, first of all, why are they on the roof? That's number one. I find it very difficult to believe it's $10,000 a year for you to sit on the roof. I would imagine, be somewhere in the middle of the field for $10,000 a ticket for the season. It's more than $1,000 a game ticket price. Get out of here. It's nonsense. It's phony baloney, John, if I could be so bold. Yeah, I don't know that. But who do you like in the division this year?
I still like the Patriots. And it's, the first headline that I may or may not have seen, I should really verify this, but it's in my free time where I'm not trying to read too much about football. like Joe Brady as a first-year head coach, it's just hard to see that as an advantage going up against Mike Vrabel, where like the minutia of the game management and some of the preparation stuff is going to decide those games. Like these are two very evenly matched teams, and even if I think Josh Allen's the better quarterback still, you got a new defensive coordinator, and Jim Leonard might do great work over there in Buffalo, but like not all those pieces fit the system he wants to bring. Those are still Sean McDermott guys. Even Jim Leonard, this is real, called out some of his players yesterday. It was like, yeah, taking guys to the ground was a weakness here last year, so we gotta work on that. I was like, oh, okay. So maybe he fixes it, maybe he doesn't.
Leonard, Jim Leonard, he was a Jet.
Jet great.
Former Jet great Jim Leonard.
Yeah, he was all right for a little while, but it's annoying.
You comfortable with the tight end situation for the Patriots?
More than I was at the beginning of camp. And you know what's funny is we do all these giant training camp recaps, and they're like 2,000 words a day, and here are all the stats, a breakdown, all the observations, and then there's one thing that's taken kind of out of context, and that's what blows up on Twitter. So I've become to empathize more with the athletes in this sense, because yesterday, the thing that happened to me that was taken out of context was me saying Eli Raridan's become a more trusted target for the quarterbacks. And that was taken as more trusted than Hunter Henry.
That was on MSNBC.
Oh,
they
yeah.
ran with that. That was they broke into a lot of coverage to cover that.
Yes.
That did go viral.
Typical woke.
Yeah, congratulations.
Aggregation.
Yeah.
Yes.
But look, Eli Raridan's had a really good last 7 to 8 days. And he is more of a finesse player than Hunter Henry. You're not going to put him in line and really have him run block and do all these different things. But there's a world in which they treat him, you know, in these two tight end sets as kind of a third receiver, and it works. I don't have high expectations, like I don't for any rookie tight end, let alone a third rounder. But I feel better because he's catching passes from May. He's catching passes in 2-minute drills, had a 2-point conversion the other day, and he's winning where he should. At the intermediate routes, usually off play action, he's doing a good job.
All right, Fred, let's get into it. How has Will Campbell looked at left tackle? And Caleb Lomu had struggled early, but apparently won all his one-on-ones this week. Where does that stand? Is Will Campbell the left tackle for this team? Will Caleb Lomu eventually unseat him there?
Are you watching MSNBC? Because Caleb Lomu lost all of his one-on-ones yesterday.
I saw he went 3-0 in one-on-ones.
That was
Monday. 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Monday,
that was
Monday.
2 days ago. Sorry.
We're doing a show today, John.
My mistake.
Catch up.
So he's 500. He's even.
The interesting part about Lomu is not that he's playing left tackle and he's going to unseat Will Campbell, because Will Campbell looks appreciably better than he did last summer. Now, Will Campbell's season was better than anything we saw in the summer, where Keon White's like kicking his butt all over the place in these drills. Will Campbell looks stronger, and specifically, like we always heard, and you could see this coming out of college, he's got great recovery skills. Like when he loses initially, he hasn't lost the rep because he's flexible and he's got this core strength. I was like, okay, cool, that's good skill to have. Ideally, my left tackle wouldn't lose, so he has to win later. He would just hand his homework in on time and do it. He's winning earlier much more often this year, and I like that. So Caleb Lomu, to go back to him, it's been real peaks and valleys in those one-on-ones. He's played left tackle the last few days. I think they're just preparing him to be their swing tackle. But Marcus Bryant, who was a 7th-round pick a year ago, has looked pretty good at left tackle. So they're going to have to make a decision about which guy they like best at each spot. But Caleb Lomu does look more comfortable at left tackle. It's not a surprise. It's just a matter of can they get him up to speed at right tackle. Because Morgan Moses is going to miss a game or two. Like, that's just going to happen this year. And who's the next guy? I think it'll be Lomu, but I don't know right now.
All right. Okay. Let me take this phone call because it seems good. Kaylee, go ahead.
Hi. Did you guys hear about the end of the world today?
No.
Apparently, NASA said at 1:15 that gravity's going to stop for 7 seconds.
Oh. And so how high do you think we can get, are they saying?
I have no idea. I don't know if we're all going to stop breathing, if we're all going to float.
Well, I mean, I've seen this too. They're breaking into all the news that NASA is saying that. Where did you see it?
I saw it on their Instagram.
On NASA's Instagram?
Well, from the paper of record, the New York Post, headline, NASA assures humanity Earth's gravity will not disappear this week after insane conspiracy theories run rampant.
Kaylee, you could dunk. Have you ever dunked before?
I am 5'2". I have never dunked.
Well, imagine that. What time is the gravity going away?
Apparently 1:15. We're having like a total solar eclipse.
Okay, so what? Well, they didn't see that coming. What I would do is I would grab a basketball, get yourself to a court, and just
All right.
enjoy the dunk, the one
I'm gonna
time
go do
today.
that.
All right, thank you,
Yep.
Kelly.
Yep, thank you. Bye.
And your back will get a break too today, because it will lift everything. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, she'll be 5'4" at 116.
Well, listen, you stretch your back out.
Mm.
I mean, there you go. Yes, gravity is going to stop for 7 seconds. How high do you think you could get in 7 seconds with no gravity? Do you just go? Do you zip up? Do you float? I mean, zero gravity.
But then when gravity kicks back in, if you're high enough, that's going to be very painful when you come down, Fred.
Well, that's what I'm saying is how high do you get? Because 7 seconds is longer than you think.
Yeah.
If you're just floating.
Oh, if you time it just right, yeah, you to the moon, baby.
I mean, could you get 20 feet in the air in 7 seconds?
Sure. Could Superman the thing.
You know what you need to do is be on a trampoline at 114. And then as soon as the gravity goes, you're bouncing. and
That's
you
a very good idea.
really
Yeah, but then you
bounce up
then you fall when gravity gets back in,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
you hit the trampoline again, and then you're going over your neighbor's fence.
The
You know?
viral theories involved claims of a leaked NASA document describing Project Anchor, a supposed program preparing the U.S. for the calamity caused by the gravitational event.
Yes, I saw them making a big anchor with a chain that we were throwing off the earth.
Yeah.
You know, if we are losing gravity for 7 seconds, I would like not to know beforehand. You know, and if we all stop breathing, I don't think does gravity affect your breathing?
It affects everything.
They say why
It's the whole nine.
It's that soup to nuts.
Because
I took a science class in college called Gravity. Soup to nuts.
It's just like it's like how do you cure cancer? Gravity of some sort. We'll just
Yeah.
have to really gravity the hell out of it. Because I'm in space, it's more of the lack of oxygen, I think, than the lack of gravity. Correct?
For what?
Breathing.
Yeah.
Because if you have a scuba tank on,
Yeah.
there's a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, there's no air out there. What else do you wanna know?
but it's not the lack of gravity; it's the lack of oxygen.
Are you worried about being able to breathe?
That's what
when
she
the gravity
said.
goes away?
That's what she said. I was paying attention to her just because she was a woman. You just cut her off in your head. I was listening to what she said.
Well, she did get the information from NASA's TikTok account.
So
No,
that's
they said
gospel.
NASA said on Instagram, "Hey, just a heads up, if you're on the gram,
Nothing to fear. We're good.
I heard it from the boom guys. They were giving gravity 4 big
Sure.
booms. Boom, boom, boom. They couldn't even get the last boom out.
We did a science experiment in school when I was in middle school about how something with the Earth's gravity was affected on the equinoxes. You know, in both the spring and the fall, where at noon on the equinox you could balance an egg on its end, and it would stay there for a second. And we tried it one year and like, wow, this is really cool. I come to find out decades later, oh no, if you're patient enough, you can balance an egg on its end at any day of the year. Doesn't have to be the equinox. It has nothing to do with anything. Like the gravitational forces and the pull of the Earth and the gravity, it's not affected just during an eclipse or not to any measurable degree.
We didn't have iPhones, so you would do things like try to balance an egg on the side of something for at this certain point in a certain day.
Well, with the teachers present.
You know what? Even if there is gravity at 115, let's just get wet anyway. Let's just smoke some dust. And we won't have gravity. Let's make a pact to do it.
Yeah.
We're going down. Let's go down. Let's go down wet.
Everyone, time to get ill. Butt naked.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
P-Dog.
Cece has got her
Germ.
Has got her
Didn't know you like to get wet, dog.
got her 2 stats and 1 lie. If need be, Callahan can pull his out. This will be a formality. This won't be the real one because I won last year, right? Last season.
I think, yes.
I was the champion because you had all the stupid rules.
Yes.
So I was the champion.
Correct.
I'll check the stats.
I think Nick actually got you back in the game.
Yes.
And then you were able to win. So it was a combination
I didn't say,
victory.
I just said by name only. It doesn't
Yes.
really matter.
Right.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Which brings me, though, to my 2 stats and a lie. 2 of these stats are obviously the truth. 1 is a lie. Some imaging with this would be fun.
All right, so there's that. Where is the real intro?
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. It takes 2 steps from the other night, and one might see you can get it right.
All right, there you go. It is football season again. That means we're going to do 2 stats and 1 lie. And the idea is that we were presented 3 pieces of information. 2 of them are correct and 1 of them is false.
Right. Now, this is not, we're not keeping score yet.
Because I did win last year.
Preseason.
Yeah.
I won last year.
I will fully admit that you won last year. I think Wallach and I maybe tied.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
We tied.
I don't even know how it happened, but I ended up winning. I don't remember doing well, but somehow it happened.
Well, your big move, as we said before the break, was when Nick hit, I think, you and a lot. He got 3 points. How did that happen?
No, I hit the one where I got all lies.
Okay. I know I did too at one point.
Wallach blew a big lead last year.
Oh, is that? Oh, that's right.
It's on brand.
Yeah.
That's on brand for him. He can't handle success. All right, Cece, you are a student where?
Ithaca College.
And this is you. You've interned us for a long time.
Yeah, it's my second summer here.
And your father is right now walking around a lake in Spain, correct?
No, he actually finished about a month ago.
Oh, so we talk often.
Now he's in Hastings, England,
Okay.
which
Doing
is on
what?
the coast.
Doing what?
He's just, I don't know. He just has an Airbnb there and he's going to the beach every day and living his best life.
Wow.
In Hastings, England, the famous beach resort towns in Hastings, England. So
we're just doing it wrong.
so he's taking a year off work, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
And he went, and there was one thing he did where he did walk around the lake in Spain.
Yeah, he just finished the Camino de Santiago,
What is that?
which is a pilgrimage around Spain.
So it was more than a lake; it was around the entire.
It's not not entire Spain, but it's a big portion.
Not the whole Spain.
Not the whole
Just-
country.
Some of
Is that the
Spain.
lie?
No. No, I'm just trying to
Screwed it
relate
up.
information that Cece gave me.
No, he started in Biarritz, which is actually in France.
Okay.
And then he finished in Santiago, Spain.
Okay.
I don't understand any of this.
Yeah.
I don't care for it.
Go on a map and you can look it up.
Yeah, he seems to be enjoying his life a little too much.
Callahan's doing the studying. See that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but you
the
know what?
reporter right
you
there.
get the Gemini AI overview, and I'm like, this is just pulled from a Reddit page, so who knows anything. But it does say ancient pilgrimage routes across Europe leading to the Shrine of St. James at a big cathedral in northwest Spain. So
What
maybe
for?
there's a
What
pond.
happens when you get there?
Spiritual awakening.
I was just going to say enlightenment.
You take a boat to Hastings.
And then you,
Yeah,
and then
stupid.
You recoup in Hastings, as it was the way of the soldier. All right, so Cece, what have you crafted for us today?
So I got 2 stats and 1 lie about myself because I am the reigning champion of 2 stats and 1 lie. Now, Fred and Wallach, you guys weren't
Summer
here
League.
for this.
Summer League.
It counts. It counts.
We did it like one day and it was stupid and CC won, and it doesn't matter.
Was it
doesn't
stupid
count.
because CC won? I think it was
Yes.
stupid because CC won.
Was this a day where George was in and you were forced to go to the interns for on-air content?
No, Hardy's still not over it.
All right.
He
so-
doesn't want to accept defeat.
That's
It's
on-
okay.
then that's
You
on
can't-
brand
you
for
can't
him.
win them all, Hardy.
Just like cornhole.
Yeah.
As we saw during the
Yep.
break.
I'm up 10-7 in our game, so don't worry about that.
We'll see about that.
And the things will end early there too.
Sure.
All right. So, Cece, these are things about you. So these are things that you have related to us, or are there just things we should infer about your life?
You love that word infer lately, and like the 6 times a day.
I'm having fun
Fred's
with
new
it.
favorite word. So I'm not sure if I've told you some of these things. I might have. But
If you have, there's an excellent chance we weren't listening or
see
forgot.
if I forget, then you guys probably.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
All right. First one. When I went abroad, I traveled to 7 countries in 16 cities/towns.
Okay, that seems to be a braggart, but go ahead.
I am a 2-time national Irish step champion.
Okay.
And my only 2 signed autographs are from Stephon Gilmore and Chris Hogan that I got at Patriots training camp back in 2018.
A sneaky deep threat, Chris Hogan. Okay.
7-Eleven, always open. Chris Hogan.
Yep.
Okay. I like these. All right.
All right. So we definitely did not have these conversations. Certainly not about the autographs.
Okay. So let me start here.
Okay.
The however many countries and cities you went to, they're ripe for a lie because she could just be lying about, it's actually 15 cities. Gotcha. So that could easily be the lie. 2-time, did you say national Irish? In what league? With all your Irish step dancers in this town, there's all these, different levels that you can go to. I think it's probably, and apologies to all the step dancers out there, I'm guessing it's easier to be a national champion in step dancing than it is in a lot of other pursuits because there's a lot of ways you can accomplish that.
She could have been relegated. And won at a lower level.
Right, exactly.
True.
Right?
It could be any division. She wasn't specific.
Age division, co-ed, all this different
She
stuff.
could have been the Danny Almonte of the Irish step dancing.
Good pull.
I'm going to say that's true, and I want the Stephon Gilmore and Chris Hogan thing to be true, so I'm going with number 1 being the lie.
Okay, I will go next. The step champion thing sounds like something that someone who did a pilgrimage to a temple in Spain would have their daughter do. So and then demand excellence in it. So I'm saying that is for sure true. And also when Hardy said national champ, she went, "Yep." Like she's the national champ. I'm quite confident in that. I'm hoping the country thing's not the lie. CC, because that would be bragging. Either way, low or high, that's bragging. I'm saying the autographs are the lie.
I think 7 countries and 16 towns. There's no way we could possibly know that. And she's never brought that up.
She's brought up her travels.
No, she's brought up her travels, but she hasn't brought up the amount.
Well, the travels are the only thing out of these 3 things that she's talked about. So I'm quite confident. I think the autograph thing is the lie.
Okay. And I was going to say, I too agree that the 2-time national Irish step champion, that's like so out of the ordinary. You look at it immediately, that has to be the lie.
Her dad made her do that.
Yes. And because I'm feeling the same thing. I think that 3 is indeed the lie. I agree with you this time, Fred.
Yeah, smart.
Andrew?
Go with the champion.
I'm down to 2 or 3. One, I think, when you do these, you start with the truth.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, and especially but she's done this before.
That's why you mentioned it.
I am a pro.
Oh no, you didn't. So you didn't think that.
No, I was thinking about it afterward, but she's done this before, and maybe she's changing it up on the second time around.
But to your point, or Fred's about it was actually 14, cities/towns. I just okay, you got me.
Yeah, exactly.
If you really want to get someone, I would say she is either a 1-time champion in the Irish step dancing,
I didn't think about that.
There is another autograph in there that James Devlin snuck in and was like, boop, boop, boop. And she actually has 3. Because the extra detail came in on the 3rd one at the 2018 training camp, which they were both on the team there. I was there. Didn't ask for my autograph, but that's cool.
You got to pick one. Is it 2 or 3? Which one is the lie?
I'm going to go with 2.
Okay.
All right. So
you might have it on the
Callahan alone on 2. I'm alone on 1. Wallach and Fred both going with the lie, being number 3. Cece?
All right. Fred and Wallach, you nailed it.
Yeah, of course we did.
Yeah. It's my empathy. It's my getting inside the brains of the people that I spend time with.
So you're telling the truth about the 2 things where you're bragging about yourself.
Yes.
No, that's great.
Yeah, well, that's what I would do too. Well done.
So I did get an autograph from Stephon Gilmore, but I actually got an autograph from Eric Rowe. not Chris Hogan.
Yeah. Which is, imagine your life would have been a lot different if it had gone the other way.
I know.
Now, just give us a few words on each of those cities that you visited.
Hardy's very jealous of your life.
Yeah.
Hardy loses yet again.
Did your father make you do the Irish step dancing?
No, he actually didn't. It was my mom who got me into it.
Okay, so
yeah.
who got you into it by forcing you? I get it.
How old were you when they forced you to do it?
I was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get in early.
That has childhood scars written all over it.
It's like gymnastics. They start very young.
Yeah.
Do you Irish step dance when you're drunk?
No.
No?
Okay.
No. Because it's not terribly useful now, I'd imagine, unless you're still doing it.
No, I stopped my senior year.
Okay.
So it's been like 3 years.
Yeah, you didn't want to go pro. Then it bastardizes the whole thing.
14 years of it was enough.
No, I loved it. It was a crazy experience, but
Did you travel the world doing it?
I did. So I went, a bunch of places in the U.S. I also went to Canada, and then for Worlds, you typically it's in Ireland or Scotland.
Yeah,
of course it is. Yeah.
But actually, the year that I qualified, it was in Greensboro, North Carolina.
The home of the Irish.
Yeah.
How disappointing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Cece, you've been phenomenal, but this is not a goodbye.
Andrew's got 2 stats.
This is, you can come back whenever you want.
Thanks, guys. No, it's been an amazing summer, and I'm super lucky to have come back.
Now back to upstate New York.
Now back to good old Ithaca.
Well, Cece, you're always welcome, as you know. Whenever you would like to come in, you don't even have to ask.
Thanks, guys.
Because all you got to do is, come on, girl. That's all you got to do.
Hey, if you ever need me to play two stats, one lie, just call me.
There'll be a day where the two of them are too hungover to come in. All right. Well, Cece, thank you. Andrew, thank you. We look forward to seeing you now on Wednesdays. He had to change things up. It's on Wednesdays. We will be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the
At the end of this segment, for a chance to score a pair of tickets to see the Patriots versus the Colts tomorrow night at Gillette. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Hardy, you're not here tomorrow?
Correct.
Who is here tomorrow?
Dan Roach.
That's what we can do, Shooting the Breeze.
There you go.
Very good. Mm-hmm. The listeners always help out. Make Dan very uncomfortable. It's a lot of fun. We enjoy I should have worn this shirt tomorrow for Danny's sake. I just realized I had it on. I wish I would have thought that in advance.
I don't want you to do a whole load of wash. Maybe you could do just hand wash it in the sink with some woolite and wear it again tomorrow.
I mean, it is a $25 T-shirt.
Yeah,
we're not gonna damage it. Let's be honest.
Nice one. Got a little patch on the sleeve.
Oh yeah, it's official. It's official stuff.
Nice.
All right, so this was sent to us, an email, but it's from the Boston Globe.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the love letters column in the Boston Globe? I believe it's by Meredith Goldstein.
Yeah, it's. I only see it in the Sunday Globe magazine.
It's in the Globe magazine. It absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all up there, and one came out this morning at 5 a.m. and one of our good listeners saw it and brought it to our attention, and it helps investigate what we talk about so often on this show. My boyfriend likes women's feet a lot.
Oh no.
Is this going to get weird? I am worried this will become sign of compulsion is the title of the love letter. And I will read you the love letter. I am 25 and have been dating a guy for about 6 months. Okay? We are still getting to know each other as is your right as a woman. And our relationship is fun. One thing that has become very apparent is that he is really into my feet. I like getting pedicures and I do take care of my feet. I think they are pretty, but he's really into them. I can't even be barefoot around him with him being all over me. I'm not complaining, by the way. Okay. She's a very sexual being.
All right.
On one hand, it does feel nice when he kisses and plays with them, her feet. I'm wondering if this will cool off and become regular, or if this is some kind of fetish. Oh, no, it's no kind of fetish. Oh, no. Don't worry about that. It's just temporary that he's super into your feet.
And it'll calm down. He'll probably not think about him. your feet, anyone else's feet. Give it a week or two. It'll all be gone.
And that's the thing is that it's only your feet, too. He hasn't been torturing all kinds of women with this nonsense. On one hand, it does feel nice when he kisses in place with them. Yeah, it does. What about when you step on garbage? She goes, but he wants me to step on garbage and kill things with them.
No, she does not.
She says, in fact, he will deliberately have animals go to the bathroom on the floor and then scare me so I run across the floor. It doesn't say that. It's better written there.
Crush me with those perfect feet.
I'm wondering if this will pull off or if it will become a regular or if this is some kind of fetish that becomes increasingly more involved. I read about foot fetishes, and there are some really strange behavior some men have regarding women's feet. I've never come across this reaction to my feet before, so I'm wondering if I need to be careful that this is some kind of compulsion. I've talked
That's
to
like
him
800 words on the feet.
Well, yeah. I have talked to him about it, and he acknowledges that he thinks women's feet are pretty, and he also acknowledges that my feet especially turn him on.
Nice.
I guess my question is, how do I know this thing is about him being attracted to me and my feet?
Well, it's not.
Or is it being attracted to just my feet? Or am I just feeding some kind of fetish that will gradually become weird? That's right. And it's signed Pretty Feet, not from the guy. It's not from a guy. It's from the woman whose feet are being desired.
Very good.
And a 25-year-old is writing love letters at the Globe. 25-year-old woman has said, I got nowhere to turn but love letters. And Meredith Goldstein. And here's the answer from the expert. I can't speak to this man's priorities and interests. I will say, I don't like to use the word weird when discussing what turns people on. Amen, sister.
Yeah.
Even though this isn't a sex advice column in any way, love letters inspires me to read about people's wide range of desires.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, go to Wikifeet. Let it happen. Get loose, lady. To like feet is not so unusual. It's a big magical world out there. Yeah. One of my favorite books about this is Tell Me What You Want by Kinsey Institute researcher Justin J. Lehmiller, who's been a friend to Love Letters. In the book, the author explains the range of what people like based on surveys. The results are made clear. Tastes are all over the place. When I read your letter, my questions were for you. Do you feel connected to this man? Is this relationship, even its early stages, more than fun, as you put it? Are you learning about each other's emotions and interests beyond toes? That is the focus of Love Letters. Your letter anticipates behavior you might not like in the future, but I can't tell how much you really enjoy each other now. Really, if the foot stuff annoys you, it probably isn't a match. You imply you hope that foot stuff cools off, but he likes feet.
Absolutely.
Instead of trying to diagnose an issue, ask yourself if you feel well-suited or well-footed.
That's a good question.
The answer might be a quick no, and then you don't have to worry about this at all.
Oh, okay.
And the readers have responded.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
The Globe
I can
commenters.
only imagine.
Excellent.
Well, it's not the real comments yet. There's no comments as of yet.
Oh.
But this is the readers respond, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't get how this works.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Because when I read it on Sunday, I'm like, how did they get a chance to comment yet? I'm reading this for the first time.
Yeah.
Must be an online thing.
Okay, so there are comments from the readers of the column today.
Okay.
And one of them is not from her boyfriend at all. How do I know this is about him being attracted to my feet or him being attracted to just my feet? And then this is the thing. There are a couple ways to find out if he's just all about feet and the rest, not the rest of you. One way is to abstain from washing them for about a month. And let your toe jam flag fly. If he's still obsessed, then there's definitely a situation. Another trick would be to feign an injury, where you have to wear a light cast on both ankles to the tips of your toes. Then wait to see how long it takes him to get home from work every day. I hope this helps. It's from Tarantino.
Yeah.
Try walking through that muddy part of the flower bed right in front of the sidewalk. I'm guessing that's what you have right there. Yeah, try doing that and then coming straight to bed. It's the second door on the left down the hall.
And then after a month, leave. And bring in another woman with feet. Yes, I don't think that's going to that's going to get any better.
No, something tells me that she's going to find out more and more about this person's foot fetish, but it's not exclusive to her.
No.
Do you like your feet being rubbed, licked, or tickled? My goodness. Very beautiful feet and pretty good toes. I love them. Enjoy your weekend.
I don't remember what that's from.
We went on a foot fetish site or like an Instagram foot account and just had him read what people commented under the pictures that these women were posting of their feet.
Maybe we
Crush
should
me,
do that
Mommy.
again.
Crush me with those perfect feet. Oh, crush me, please, Mommy.
All right, when we get back from vacation, we should do a bit where James does that again, and we have to say if they're real or not. Or we could just go to different fetish sites and say if they were off of A, B, or C fetish. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
James it gets into it. I like when James Stewart does that. He's very dramatic readings. He does a good job.
Right?
Yes, it's true. You do.
Yeah.
You could do your own love letters.
All right, James.
All right. Very good. Meredith, is this Meredith Goldstein?
Is it really?
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
This is really
Hello?
Meredith Goldstein?
It's me.
Good
Wow.
morning.
Hey, all right.
We all read you, Meredith.
Well, I have to tell you that a friend just texted me and said, you have to listen right now. And I was not surprised to hear you were talking about feet and needed to know more information about the commenters.
Yes.
So I thought I would help if you needed me to help.
Okay, so I've been reading this for years now, and in the Sunday Globe, you have the comments from the readers. I'm like, well, how do they get to comment on this so fast? I'm just now reading it. How does that work?
No, this is a common question I get. So the letter goes first on Boston.com. People comment, and then I take 5 to 10 of the best comments and put them in the Globe.
Okay.
So it's one of the first things that goes on Boston.com. But I will tell you, some of these commenters have been commenting for all 17 years, and I have met some of them over time.
Haven't been written about in the Globe. I can tell you that your commenters are a very sane young group of people.
Well, I mean, listen, I always like to see which of our commenters have also commented on sports stories, because even though I'm not a sports person, I think there's a strong tie between Boston sports fans and people who maybe even secretly read this column. So it's a pretty 1-to-1, I think.
What percentage of the comments are suitable for publication?
The letters or the commenters just don't go. The letters are probably 95%.
No,
and the Globe is much more. The commenters?
Yeah, the commenters.
They're pretty well behaved. And what's really interesting is when you're anonymous and you see that somebody's going through it, you're kind of empathetic. I mean, even with this feet letter, I know people were making jokes, but there's a reason foot fetish is a common joke. It's because a lot of people like feet and they just don't want to talk about it.
I have a question for you, because we have been exploring this foot fetish for a very, very long time. It started years ago. Do you think foot fetishes existed to this degree pre-internet, and now people with foot fetishes just have more opportunity to express or seek out their fetish? Or do you think the internet has spread the amount of people into feet? There you
This
go,
is
Meredith.
a fascinating question, and I can't say for sure. I will say that all interests became easier to explore when there was an online presence. But then you have to think, okay, well, perhaps feet were one bare thing somebody could see when there wasn't the internet there for the taking. So I have to believe that feet have always been a special thing for a lot of people. Otherwise, the joke wouldn't exist. And that joke existed long, from my memory, long before images of feet were so readily available. So I just think...
Hello.
Please do not drop your voice down to that register. We're talking about feet, please.
I mean, this is a sports talk audience. Now, Meredith, because we're very sports heavy. Meredith, here is a question for you, too. You didn't expect this kind of line of questioning. You didn't think we were this intelligent or informed, but here we go anyway. Are men in defeat, Meredith, due to your studies, due to the fact that they hug their mother's legs when they're scared as children, and then the feet lends some kind of sense of security?
I would not even begin to know, but I find it fascinating. I find your interest fascinating. And that is all I will say about that, because to theorize about this takes a good deal of mental energy. And I'm so impressed that you're theorizing. But I also don't want to imply anything's wrong with anybody who, like, you like what you like.
No, but it's fascinating because to people that don't like feet, it's like this completely non-sexual thing, and everyone has feet. It's not something that's, unique to a woman, right? So I have, and then the degrees that people go with the foot fetish, like wanting things stepped on and all this stuff, or they want a gargantuan foot.
What was the other theory, Fred? The one that you proposed around their mother's feet, that seems to make a lot of sense.
The other one, Meredith, was that your feet are, it didn't make as much sense to me because it would be more like you're getting pleasure through your own feet. But it was that.
Oh,
feet.
yes. There are nerve centers in your feet, and people will rub their feet together unconsciously because it triggers some response. And if you can somehow promote that or produce that in another person, it's a very erotic thing.
That makes sense to me because, if we experience pleasure ourselves, we might assume it's also like it's a ticklish place. I mean, feet are incredibly sensitive. So I think you're onto something there.
I think so too. But Fred rejects that theory.
I'm from the Freudian school. Everything is about the mother.
And you're also a very selfish lover. So you would.
Well, yeah. That's my fetish.
Meredith.
The other partner receives no pleasure, no feeling whatsoever. That's the plan.
Okay, I don't think you edit Dinner with Cupid, do you? Is that someone else?
I don't, but I love to read it just like everybody else.
Okay, do you also cover up the bottom right-hand corner of the page so you don't catch a glimpse of what they what they grade the date ahead of time and try and guess ahead of time?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
All right.
Actually, sometimes when in a rush, I go straight to the scores and then read backwards.
Oh, you're right. Oh.
No, it's cheating.
That's wrong.
I don't know what you're
doing.
It is.
It's like reading the last page of a book. But sometimes I'm like, well, because it's surprising. Sometimes they're like, oh, you got a B, but everything about the questions would tell me it's an A. So I like to know, what is their grading system? But it's an absolute pleasure to read that column. And I'm so just those people are brave, and I respect them so much for being so public about their vulnerability.
All right. Well, listen, struck the right nerve with this foot stuff. It's a big interest. Everyone
I think this is my first appearance on this show, and I'm just very honored to be talking about feet. And thank you for talking about love letters.
Yeah. All right. Well, Meredith, if we could, we'll put you on hold. I'd like to get your information. If there is another love letter column that strikes our fancy, we would like to be able to go right to the source, if that's possible.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Meredith, and thank you for calling in. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Meredith.
All right, put her on hold, gentleman in the back, and let's get her phone number.
Oh, very good.
That's the power of this show.
Look at that.
You talk about Meredith Goldstein's love letters column, you're getting Meredith Goldstein calling in.
Bingo. Post haste.
I mean, you don't think this is a big deal?
Yeah.
Come on. All right, there you go. And we got to talk about feet for 20 minutes. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah.
I will score a pair of tickets to see the big Patriots Colts game Thursday night at Gillette Stadium. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, and that's preseason tickets. So I apologize being a little late on the draw there. And let me let you know that the email segment is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. You can email us by going to 985thesportshub.com. All our emails are up there, and you can find us on social media at Toucher and Hardy, at Hardy985, and on Instagram, where I now have very close to 27,000 followers.
I thought you were over.
Yeah, but then I dipped.
Oh.
Then I dipped. I haven't done anything, but I dipped by 4.
So you're 3 away.
I'm 4 away.
Oh, I thought you were 0-1. And then...
I've lost 5, but I'm 4 away from 27. So if I could get 5 people to follow me.
Oh, that'll happen by the end of the segment.
I get 1 million followers after I
Everyone
talk about
follow
it on the radio.
Fred on Instagram. Push him over that very elusive 27K mark.
Yeah.
There you go.
I need to have
Done.
value. I need value in this world.
Done.
I wonder why he lost.
The bots no longer exist?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I got a lot of followers based on the Belichick nipple thing. And then maybe when I didn't come out with anything else, a couple people jumped ship. Like they're like, when's the next nipple thing? You know, I can't give content like that every day.
I understand, but I think people will wait. The true fans, they'll wait.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so. All right. What do you guys got?
Fellas, with us losing gravity, when are we losing gravity again? This guy, when does that
woman
happen?
called it and said that the NASA, this is untrue, but the NASA Instagram account said that at some time 1:15 or 1:30 or something today, a solid number though, not like 103. Gravity for 7 seconds was going to leave the Earth, and do with that what you will. That's what they said.
A question for you, Wallach, or for the rest of the room. Should I schedule lovemaking around this time? Would that be an extraordinary pleasure that I should dip into?
I think dunking would be the number one thing, something that requires height. I don't know how that would help anything.
I think you are giving not nearly enough thought to what would happen if, like, gravity ceased to exist, and at that moment you jumped and timed it perfectly. You just shoot like miles into the air. You'd be gone.
But that doesn't happen in space. They float. Like you float. You don't just like go up uncontrollably.
But you're not.
If you burp, you come down.
Okay. You say that, but as they're floating, they're going around the Earth like at 15,000 miles an hour. The spaceship that looks like it's floating toward the moon is going like 15,000 miles an hour because its last thrust out of gravitational thing, it sent it on that trajectory, and there's nothing to stop it. You just keep going.
Right, but for 7 seconds, how high would I get?
Pretty high, Panama Red.
I would just zap up. See, I don't know. I don't know how high I would get.
Well, okay, let's say you only got like 20 feet in the air. You're going to stay up there, and when the gravity re-engages, you're going to fall 20 feet back down.
Yeah, do the splits. Maybe I would go in the water, and then maybe they would. I wonder if that was really happening. If they would encourage everyone to get in the water, huh? Right?
Well, then water's going to
float as well.
Too.
Any water in the pool
but
will
then
float.
right? Well, not in the pool, dum dum.
Oh, I see.
In the sea,
the waters in the sea will
right, but that's a lot of water and a lot of weight. So, like with the no gravity, it would just start floating up, right?
Yeah.
Right, and then we'd all fall together, and I would fall with the water into the water. I'm just spitballing here.
Okay.
I guess you would have to tie to something attached to the earth. I'm assuming what they would have you do. For 7 seconds, and then we'd have to really investigate why we didn't get more warning.
Not Gary Tanguay.
Oh boy.
I don't want to stir up any controversy.
Yeah.
But with the addition of the Mambazo twins, I'm wildly curious whether Freddie has a favorite set of twins from the ever-growing list of Eckersley conquests. I am partial to the Babushka twins, as that name is among the most fun to say.
Yeah.
Care Bear out.
Anytime I hear a last name ending with a vowel that's long, I assume that in a Fonzie-like fit of lust, Dennis Eckersley, who is a Fonzie-type guy with a mullet and a mustache, had sex with twins of that name in a car. That is what. Anytime I hear a long name ending in a vowel. And it's not even of any ethnicity, because the Babushka twins you would figure would be Polish, and then the Mambazo twins you figure would be African. So, it's just any long name that ends with a vowel.
Yeah.
I immediately think of Dennis Eckersley banging twins of that name in a car.
An erotic international fantasy from Milan to Minsk.
Yes. It's not so much an erotic fantasy as it is just the idea that I don't visualize him doing it. I just think of, I had the Mambazo twins in the back of my Camaro. So what? We were watching Porky's. We were watching Convoy. And then things got loose. Our hands started exploring each other.
C.W. McCall really did it to him.
Yeah, that's the thing. And he bites his fist.
Good morning. So on social media the last few days, I've seen stories of a beloved bald eagle in California that became a big deal on the streams had passed away after a fight with other eagles. I've also noticed Wallach has been awful quiet on the situation. Is John sending his eagle army to reclaim the West Coast turf? Are we headed for an East Coast West Coast Eagle War? We are already in an unstable society. This might be the tipping point. Concerned citizen Paul in Plymouth.
Just mourning. I'm in a state of mourning at the
So
moment.
that's why you've been quiet.
Yes.
You're not planning any.
No, we're not
retribution?
planning an attack. No.
Did you see the guy that there was a guy in court the other day for the Tupac shooting? Did you see anything about this?
No. Oh, yeah, I have. They have a guy that they've indicted or they're trying to indict on the murder of Tupac. Yes, I have seen that.
Dwayne Davis on trial for the Tupac Shakur
So he has been indicted.
murder.
Yeah. Benjamin says, "Hey guys, the Google machine saying that you only float 3 to 16 feet in 7 seconds. Nothing crazy."
All right, take a fall from 16 feet.
No, I
Yeah, I
wouldn't
was
want
just going
to.
to say, yeah.
I wouldn't want to.
It's high enough.
But you're also assuming the gravity just comes back. Does it gradually diminish? Does it just end and then come back?
Is it flipped on and off like a light switch? That's a good point.
And the whole reason for this discussion is you're talking about leaping into the air, trying to do a slam dunkaroo.
Well, I never said anything about leaping. I could just even if you gave me a foot, I could probably dunk, right? 2 feet. How tall do you think I am with my hands over my head?
Well, you're 6'2", so I don't know, 8 feet.
I would say a little. You could reach a little over 8 feet. You can probably touch an 8-foot ceiling, flat-footed.
Okay, so I would just need 2 feet. Well, 2.5 feet to get over the rim. Look, my kid can dunk.
But is
It
that
can't
your
be that
fantasy
hard.
to do a slow motion dunk?
Yeah. Really, grandmama it. Get up there and go, ah! That's the dream. I dunked the volleyball one time at the Woodbrook Swim Club. I got and dunk is very loose. I can't palm a basketball. I could palm the volleyball. It was like a little deflated. And I got my fingertips over the rim. I counted it as a dunk. One time in my life. I trained for that. I went to basketball camp, and they trained you by jump rope. You would do these long, involved jump rope exercises, which I assume no one does anymore. But that was to get your vertical higher. There was none of this spring box explosive things. It was all jump rope. So I did that.
I went to college with a guy who had those Jimmy shoes, the pancake shoes, and that he would wear around because he was a good basketball player from Grand Rapids. And, he wanted to dominate the IM leagues at Michigan State.
Yeah.
So he'd wear those things around.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Take those off.
Oh, man.
A video went viral of Michigan State. It was Cohen Carr, who's the best athlete in college basketball. There's no question about it. And he was playing along with one of the 7-foot white guys in the IM games. And it was something to behold. And I liked it because those guys are all hard-ons that are in that intramural league.
Oh, yeah.
They're all trying super hard.
That's nationwide. Any school basketball, it's blood.
But
it's ridiculous.
At a big school, you've got a lot of kids who just wanted to go there and were probably pretty good high school players, just
Yeah.
not good enough to play in college. So now they're going to take their frustrations out on guys like me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I thought we were just playing, friendly,
No.
floor against floor from 6 West Wilson here in the IM League. No.
Well, that's why the Scalabrini thing was really good, is because he played against D1 guys and dominated them. So that was the difference between NBA and being a D1 guy. And then the difference from any D3 basketball player and an average basketball player is going to be insane too, because all those kids were probably certainly the best player at their school and probably the best player in their area. And, were the best player in their AAU team. Basketball is hard. Very hard to play collegiately. And, so these guys go in there and they're all frustrated. Any sport, D1, playing any sport in college is difficult. Believe me. The process.
I don't believe you.
It's a whole process.
Every
baby.
time you say believe me now, I'm going to say I don't believe you.
Believe me.
No, I don't believe you.
I demand it.
I don't believe you. Playing any sport is hard.
in college, maybe not fencing.
I was just that was my example because
Yeah.
my roommate in freshman year, Honorato Wenceslao, he joined the fencing team.
You hit the lottery
as a sophomore. I'm like, oh, did you ever fence before? No. I'm like, I guess it's not that hard.
Well, the guy that built my house, he was like, he was like, when are you moving in? I'm like, well, I got to go to this tournament in wherever for baseball. It was somewhere like in the South. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to a tournament. And I'm like, where? He's like, Poland. He's like, we fly out and then we're in Poland for like 36 hours and then we fly back. It was a fencing tournament.
Oh.
Because if you're the best fencer, there's like 5 of them in the United States, and
no
it helps you
competition
get into
here.
Harvard.
Yeah.
You know, Harvard wants the best fencer. So yes, I believe they're like equestrian. When Springsteen's daughter was in the Olympics as an equestrian, I said, well, this seems like something where the money would really come into play because I would imagine the horse in the equation is more important than anything.
Yeah.
Since you're riding it, like that seems like. You're not going to get a lot of inner city kids that are doing equestrian exercises that you have to be able to house and take care of or pay someone to house and take care of a large animal. That comes with some money.
Or just the access and the time and the willingness to, practice something for that long. Like when Gina Davis.
Archery.
She almost qualified for the U.S. archery team. It's like, why? Well, she was willing to practice it and no one else was. 20-meter air rifle. I'm pretty sure, Wallach, you could go be a contender.
Not with those ears. You need 2 working ears to do that.
Oh, I didn't know. Is it for the equilibrium?
You can't have that kind of disability and just be able to walk off into the Olympics.
Why not?
What about the other Olympics?
Yeah.
Doesn't qualify.
Oh,
he's not
too good
enough.
for that.
No,
Apparently.
you are not.
Not
You're
good enough for the other.
You're not good enough for either. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox lost up in Toronto last night, 5-3 to the Blue Jays. Red Sox have lost 4 in a row, including both games so far in this 4-game series. And the 2 teams will go back at it tonight at Rogers Center with Ranger Suarez getting the start for interim manager Chad Tracy. Adley Rutschman had an infield single and 3 at-bats. He got on base 3 times.
Street in Lowell. Lease a new 2026 Mazda CX-5 2.5S for just $219 a month for 36 months with $54.19 due at signing. Visit 495mazda.com. Whether you've been hurt on the job or are suffering from years of physical wear and tear, Catches Law is there for you. Visit catcheslaw.com or call today to schedule your free consultation. There's no fee unless you win.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. No, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Barbecue ready with sizzling hot savings. Today through Thursday at Shaw's and Star Market, save big on Value Pack 80% lean fresh ground beef and Value Pack signature select chicken tenders when you use the digital coupon. Find summer savings like this, plus rewards points and recipes in the Shaw's Deals and Delivery app. Short on time, order free curbside pickup or get delivery. Fresh ground beef and chicken tenders now on sale. Shaw's and Star Market, proud to be local since 1860.
The following is a paid political announcement.
1996, everyone was doing the Macarena. The dot-com boom began, and John Sununu was elected to Congress. He voted to give huge tax breaks to Big Pharma and sided with insurance companies, and then went to work for them, raking in up to $35 million. Chris Pappas is fighting that kind of corruption, refusing corporate PAC money, and working to lower costs.
I'm Chris Pappas, candidate for U.S. Senate. I approve this message because I will never sell out New Hampshire.
Yeah, Hardy, what else is going on? What do we have to get to already?
Yesterday, you mentioned the fact that no Gen X member of Gen X would be president. there are candidates, those prominent politicians who are Gen Xers who have a shot at it. Would you like the list?
Yes.
Gavin Newsom, born
Yes.
1967.
I knew that was number one. Yeah.
I don't think he's ever going to be president.
But he's been angling for it now for a year and a half. So
Yeah, but he had a little uptick, but I don't know how long this climate is going to last. Like there's people don't like California. There's a lot of problems there.
Sure.
I don't see that happening.
Well, people like the state of Florida and Ron DeSantis, who was born in 1978.
He's younger than me. That's great.
Josh Shapiro, governor of Pennsylvania, born 1973.
There's a shot that's a state that is difficult to win. It's not really one way or the other politically. But they thought that with the vice president from Minnesota. They thought that the guy from Minnesota that ran with Kamala Harris, and that didn't do anyone any good.
Walz?
He's not even,
yeah,
whatever.
A lot of presidents from Texas, and we've got a candidate there, was born in 1970, 1 year older than me, Ted Cruz.
There's no way.
Oh, not a chance.
No.
But then again, we said that about Trump, so.
Yeah, but Trump's a force of nature. Like, at least we were talking about Trump. There's no way Ted Cruz is going to be president.
How about, has there been a president from Michigan? I know Gerald Ford went to Michigan.
Gerald Ford's from Michigan, yeah.
Okay. Gretchen Whitmer, born 1971.
There's one problem. A lady. I'm not positive a woman's going to be president. I voted for a woman before.
Didn't even know she was a woman. I just chose the best candidate.
That's right. I did it based on on nothing
and
but just policies.
Born 1969, hell yeah. Cory Booker from New Jersey.
That's not happening either.
All right. There was an incident at a football practice, high school football practice in Arkansas. Maumelle, Arkansas. Player practiced last week for nearly an hour, felt something moving in his helmet. Came to find out there was a venomous cottonmouth snake in his helmet for an hour of practice. He finally complained to one of his coaches, and they said, "Fine, take the damn helmet off, you big sissy."
Yeah.
They saw something moving behind the padding, in between the padding and the actual shell. So, like, what do we do?
Summer football practice is hell.
They call the police. They call animal control. They submerge the helmet in a tub filled with water. But the cottonmouth, also known as a water moccasin, likes the water. So, stayed submerged in that bucket for a good long time. There's a video online of the bucket with the helmet inside of it, with a brick laid inside of the helmet to keep it underwater. Finally, the snake poked its head out. They grabbed it with a grabber. But don't worry, the 2-foot-long cottonmouth snake was released in the woods nearby. Ain't gonna bother you again no more.
So
go ahead, get back to practice.
When I was in college, there was a girl that I liked, and she worked at a restaurant, and one of the guys she worked with was really weird, and he gave her a snake. And she was like, "I don't want it." And I'm like, "I'll take it." Like, I thought that whatever dumb, misguided thing, I thought that she would like it. Well, I got the snake, and I didn't do anything for the snake. I just put the thing in my room in my fraternity and kind of left it alone. And the snake eventually got out of its cage, and I just went, "Oh, okay, it's out of its cage." I had a roommate, my roommate Gil. He lives around here, and Gil, like, no joke, 3 months later, put on a boot that had been like under the futon, and the snake was in the boot and had been in the boot for 3 months without eating or anything, and it was still alive.
Well, it was still eating something.
Oh, I don't know.
What kind of snake was it?
I don't know. I have pictures of it, but it ate mice. That's all I know.
Yeah, so it was probably eating mice.
Because then I was like, when I got it back, I started feeding it for a while, and we would dip the mice in beer and try to get drunk. Just stupid. Not good. And then I saw the thing that put me over the top, though, is a guy in my fraternity had one of the big long ones, like a boa constrictor, and he fed it a rabbit, and it was like legitimately sad.
Yeah.
And usually stuff like that doesn't bother me, and it bothered me. Like, it squeezes the rabbit and the rabbit starts squealing and its eyes pop out.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's like a cruel way to die. Like, it's a terrible way to die. Like, the mice, it's just like whatever. Like, it's a mouse. You know, people kill them. I didn't feed the snake a rabbit. That's what
You're
they sell.
feeding it mice dipped in beer.
Well, I fed the snake mice,
You
yeah.
weirdo. Were they frozen dead mice?
I think the mouse that we dipped in beer was dead. Yes, but we did feed it live mice.
I don't care for any of this.
That's what they eat. Well, the rabbit bothered me.
Yeah,
and then I don't like snakes. They don't scare me, but they particularly scare me. I wouldn't want one in my helmet. But I don't mind handling them and stuff.
I can't believe the snake got out and you just lived with a snake roaming around where you lived.
I was probably 20. I was 20, and it was the years 20 and 21. I take it that, like, I'm sure you were on top of everything back then.
There's a loose snake in the house.
I just didn't think about it. It didn't bother me. We didn't even have cable. We didn't have cable.
Enjoy your day off, Hardy.
Yeah, I'm going to.
All right. That'll do it for us. Danny Roach is in tomorrow. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
A Metro Credit Union member on checking.
No monthly fee, no minimums, cashback rewards, and perks worth up to $1,200 a year? It's checking that checks all the boxes.
Checking, shaped by members. Visit metrocu.org/checking. Insured by NCUA member MSIC.
Hi, Jeff from Bursaw Gas and Oil again. Are you in need of a new boiler, furnace, or oil tank?